65.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Some smokes are flat and some too strong and some are even dry, but not those perfect Lucky Strikes. Just try one and see why. You'll agree, Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette.
I came upon a man who looked as if he'd seen the thing. I offered him a Lucky Strike and he began to sing.
Be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike today.
Friends, think about this a second. A recent survey made in 38 cities shows that millions of smokers aren't happy with the brand they're smoking. Why? Maybe one reason is some cigarettes are mighty tasteless, and others too strong. Now, if you want complete smoking enjoyment, switch to Lucky Strike. You'll always enjoy the perfect mildness and rich, true tobacco taste that only fine tobacco can give you. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. That's why Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette. So for the happy blending of perfect mildness and rich taste that Lucky Strike and only Lucky Strike can give you, be happy, go lucky. Make your next carton Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky strike today.
Remember, Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette.
From Palm Springs, California, the Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingstone, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, the Sportsman Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the star of our program. Tanned by the desert sun, toughened by the desert wind, and frightened by the desert prices, Jack Benny!
Thank you. Hello again, this is Jack Benny talking, and Don, you're right about one thing. I have got a beautiful tan. And why not? Every day I lay out beside the pool at the beautiful Palm Springs Biltmore Hotel. It's the most exclusive...
Well, now, wait a minute, Jack. I don't like to correct your grammar, but it isn't lay by the pool, it's lie.
Well, Don, in this case, we're both right. You see, I don't live at the Biltmore. So in order to lay by the pool, I have to lie to the lifeguard. I really got him fooled, too.
Oh, you have?
Yes, I borrowed a bathing suit from Mary, and he thinks I'm Esther Williams. Imagine.
Jack, you mean to say that you wore Mary's two-piece bathing suit?
Uh-huh. I'm going to have a hard time explaining my tan to the boys in the steam room. Anyway, to change the subject, Don, did you get the invitation I sent you to my birthday party next Wednesday?
Oh, yes, Jack, and there's something in it I don't quite understand.
What's that?
Well, it says, you are cordially invited to attend my birthday party on Wednesday, February 14th. Then down in the corner it says 15-9-34. What do those numbers mean?
They're the sizes of my shirt, slippers, and underwear. You see, I used to put RSVP, and I got nothing. So I'm not taking any... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Hi, everybody.
Mary, let me look at you. I've never seen you looking so good. You know, you've only been in Palm Springs 4 days, and you're darker than I am.
Well, Jack, I should be. I'm out in the sun from morning till night, and I walk all the time.
Gee, I didn't know you were so energetic.
Who's energetic? I can't find a room.
Oh, well, it is awfully crowded down here, isn't it?
You're not kidding. Yesterday I put a penny in a gum machine, pulled the lever, and a woman stuck her head out and said, "Sorry, no vacancies."
Oh, yes, I know that gum machine. It's called the Juicy Fruit Hacienda. They're booked up until April, you know.
Oh, Mary, if you wish, I'll try to get you a room at the Park Lane Hotel where I'm living.
And if you can't get into the Park Lane, Mary, why don't you try the place where I'm staying?
Oh, you're at the Bon Air, aren't you?
Well, I couldn't get in there, so I'm staying at the El Tonto Trailer Camp.
El Tonto Trailer Camp? Well, Jack, you haven't got a trailer.
Mary, they rent you the space. How you sleep, they don't care. But it's very informal. You see, at night we all sit around the campfire and sing Western songs. I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande.
What are you laughing at, Mary?
Jack, you should have seen him yesterday standing in front of the drugstore wearing that cowboy outfit of his.
Mary, when you're in Palm Springs, you're supposed to dress like a tough Westerner. You know?
Some tough Westerner. Your spurs still had dough on them from cutting out cookies.
Well, I made them for my party. So you're going to come, aren't you, Mary?
Yes, Jack, but there's something on your invitation I don't understand. It said, you are cordially invited to attend my birthday party on Wednesday, February the 14th. And down in the corner it said, CUCL. What does that mean?
Could use cufflinks. You know, I hate to use such subtle methods, Mary, but it's the only way I can get anything out. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Well, here I am.
Oh, so I see. What are you going to sing, Dennis?
Can I have some dialogue first? I got friends in the audience.
Now, wait a minute. Of course you can, Dennis. I'm terribly sorry. But tell me, kid, have you been having fun while we've been here in Palm Springs?
Oh, boy, have I.
Well, good.
I will now sing Goodnight, Irene.
Now, wait a minute. Dennis, you said you wanted some dialogue, didn't you?
My friends just left.
Oh, well, go ahead and sing then.
Okay, Mr. Benny, before I do you mind if I ask you something?
Why, no, kid. What is it?
Well, I received your invitation, and it said you are cordially invited to attend my birthday party on Wednesday, February 14th.
Uh-huh.
And down in the corner it said GTBTKWIN. What does that mean?
Go to Bullock's. They know what I need. Now, let's have your song.
Okay. It isn't just the way you kiss that warms my heart and sends those shivers through my fingertips. But every time you're close to me, a fire starts to think you've chosen me to share your lips. It isn't just the way you smile that thrills me so and haunts me, darling, even while you're gone. But every time you look at me, I'm all aglow to think you've chosen me to smile upon. I still remember the night I found you. Other arms embraced you every dance. I stood there watching the crowd around you. I was sure I didn't stand a chance. It isn't just the way you say, I love you so. The thrill is that it's meant for me alone. And as the years go by, my love for you will grow. To think you've chosen me to be your
To Think You've Chosen Me, sung by Dennis Day. Dennis, you said you were going to sing Goodnight, Irene.
Oh, you got to watch me. I'm cagey.
You're cute, too, you know? Well, anyway, it was very good. It would have sounded even better if the orchestra wasn't out of tune.
All right, Jackson, hold it. Just hold it. Just grab a hold of it.
Phil.
Look, Jackson, I don't mind you picking on me personally, but lay off of the boys. They had a meeting, and they don't want you to make any more remarks about them.
Remarks?
That's right. Especially when they're away from home, they demand respect.
Oh, they do, they? They want respect.
That's right.
Phil, just look at they over there. Take Sammy, your drummer, over there. His head reminds me of my baby picture. And the way Bagby plays the piano, he looks like he's typing a letter to his parole board. And finally, with great delight, we come to Remley.
And what, pray tell me, is wrong with Remley?
What's wrong with him? Take a look at the coat he's wearing. On the back, it says no parking.
How do you like that? They must have painted the curbs last night.
Yes, they must. Now, Phil, go sit down.
Yeah, I'm going to sit down. But wait a minute. Look, there's something I want to ask you about that invitation you sent me and my orchestra boys.
What about it?
Well, it says you and your boys are cordially invited to attend my birthday party on Wednesday, February the 14th. And then down in the corner, it says WTF. What does that mean?
Wash their faces. And on second thought, don't wash Bagby's face. I hate to think what might be underneath. Believe me, Phil, I wish there was some way you could get your musicians to join Lifebuoy Anonymous. I really do.
Oh, ad-lib another one, Jackson. I love the way it makes your eyes sparkle.
Thank you. It's about time you appreciate it. Excuse me. Come in.
Pardon the intrusion, Mr. Benny.
Well, Mr. Kitzel. Mr. Kitzel, I'm certainly surprised to see you here in Palm Springs.
You surprised. What
do you mean, hoo-hoo-hoo?
This morning, my wife and me started from Los Angeles to visit my relations in Santa Barbara.
But Santa Barbara's in the opposite direction. How'd you wind up here?
My wife is giving directions.
What?
Yeah. Turn to the left, turn to the right, turn to the left, go straight ahead, back up, make a U-turn. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's terrible.
Terrible. The bus driver got so mad he put us off.
You were on a bus. Well, anyway, Mr. Kitzel, it's nice to be here in Palm Springs. Where are you living?
Well, I'm staying at the Casablanca de la Vista La Salle de Lopez.
How did you happen to pick that place?
Lopez is my brother-in-law.
Oh, is your brother-in-law Spanish?
Spanish, he asks me. Not only was he born in Barcelona, but his family tree goes all the way back to Hernandez II.
Hernandez II. Who was the first?
Shapiro. Well, you got to excuse me, Mr. Benny. I got to run along now.
All right, Mr. Kitzel, I'm glad you dropped in. Hasta la vista.
What?
Ask your brother. He'll know.
Oh, all right, I will.
You know, Mary, I think I'll invite Mr. Kitzel to my birthday party.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I hope you invite Esther Williams, too.
Esther Williams?
Yeah, I heard she was staying at the Biltmore.
Dennis.
I went over to look at her, and she was sitting by the pool.
Dennis.
She got the lifeguard to buy her lunch.
Dennis, be quiet! Now, kids, let's get on with this. Oh, there's someone at the door.
I'll get it, Esther.
Never mind. Come in. Yes?
Say, you the guy who threw that birthday invitation in my car while it was parked in front of the drugstore?
Yes.
Well, there's something I want to ask you.
What?
Well, I can understand that part that says you are cordially invited to my birthday party on Wednesday, February the 14th. Yeah, but down at the bottom there were some initials, KCMJ. Hey, what's that mean?
That's the local station. I promised them a plug here.
Oh, well, do you still want me to come to your party?
Not now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, kids, let's get on with the program. Get on with the program because tonight we have a very important sketch.
Oh, Jack, are we going to do another murder at the Racket Club?
No, Mary, not this time. See, I received a letter from the Palm Springs Chamber of Commerce, and they requested that I do a dramatic play on the historical discovery of Palm Springs. So tonight we're going to turn back the pages of time and show you how Palm Springs, the jewel of the desert, was founded. Set the scene, Don.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, although for centuries without number, the area around Palm Springs was known and loved by the Indians, it was not discovered by the white man till 1774. It was in this year that the Spaniards pushed through the desert to California. But the Spaniards, hungry for gold, saw no value in this area and pushed onward toward the coast. For nearly another century, Palm Springs remained sleeping in the sun, a veritable paradise for the Indians of the Agua Caliente tribe.
This isn't funny, folks, but it gives Don a chance to prove that he's the best announcer in radio. Continue, champ.
Then in the year 1853, two intrepid explorers headed west from Texas into the blistering, burning desert.
Well, the sun sure is hot today, Tex.
Yep. Sand is burning my feet, Tex.
I think it's even hotter than it was yesterday, Tex.
I think you're right, Tex.
One of us should have come from Colorado. I'll tell you what, from now on, I'll call you Curly.
Oh, I love that.
You know, Curly, something tells me we're lost. We'll never get out of this desert.
I know, Tex, and we never should have. Hey, wait a minute. Look, there's a man coming toward us.
Oh, yes. Hello there.
Buenos dias, mister.
Now, look, amigo, we're lost. We've been wandering through this desert heat for days without water or food. Our skins are burned to a crisp and our feet worn raw. Maybe you can help us.
Se habla tempro, no Dios cahuile por tener yo tacos.
What does that mean?
Next time, take the train and relax.
Don't be stupid. There ain't a train within 1,000 miles from here.
No. Hey, let me ask you something. You live around here?
Oh, no, mister.
Then what are you doing out here in the desert anyway?
I'm looking for my sister, mister.
Your sister's lost, eh? When did she disappear?
Last night was when I first missed her.
Your sister?
Yes, mister.
And you've been walking through the desert all day?
Yes, and on my foot I have a blister.
Well, that's too bad.
Mister.
Hey, that sister of yours, is she beautiful?
Oh, yes, you could not resist her.
Well, maybe you can...
Mister.
I had enough of this silly talk. Let's go, Curly.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute. You better draw your gun, Tex. Here comes 4 guys on horseback.
Yeah.
Oh, they will not hurt you, senor. They are my brothers.
Your brothers, eh? What do they do?
Oh, they are singers, I think.
Good. It gives us a chance to get in our commercial. Take it, boys.
Saddle up your horses, you gringos and vaqueros. We're riding to the rancho. It's owned by one called Pancho, who wears the big sombrero. I think he's built this ranch where is his Sandy. He called the place a Rancho Grande. He's smoking after his siesta. A lucky strike, 'cause it's the besta. And this El Rancho Grande, she's far from any city. You'll never have to knock it, not famous like the Sackwitz, but we think that is pretty. I think. And all the folks at Rancho Grande smoke Lucky Strike, 'cause they're just dandy. We like that light and fine tobaccos here in this land of sand and me and everyone's mister. And they please every missus and mister. My uncle, my aunt, and my sister. LSM, 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 LSM. Take a puff on a lucky, you'll like it. Be happy and go lucky strike. Strike. Lucky strike.
Happened in 1853. That's very good, boys. Say, those are nice horses, ain't they, Curly?
They sure are. Say, amigo, are those Arabian horses?
Oh, these three are Arabian horses, but that one there is Mexican.
Say, he's nice looking.
See?
So you're a Mexican horse, eh?
I think.
Well, I'll be darned if he ain't. Well, come on, Curly. If we're going to discover Palm Springs, we better get going. So long, amigo.
So long, and if I do not see you till then, happy Easter.
Thanks.
Mister.
Yeah, mister. Come on, Curly. Hey, Curly, looks like we'll never get out of this desert. I lost track of the time. How long ago was it?
Hey, wait a minute, Tex. Look at them bones laying there. That's the skeleton of a man.
Yeah, look, Curly. There's a tomahawk buried in his skull. An arrow sticking through the bones.
Yeah. Even had a call won't help him now.
Yeah. Come on, let's push on.
No, Tex. You better go on without me. I can't make it. I'm too tired. I'm too thirsty. My throat is parched and...
Curly, what are you staring at?
Look up ahead. There's a pool of clear, cold water. And a beautiful girl standing beside it. Let's go. You can have the water.
Curly, come back. It's only a mirage.
Hello, beautiful.
Hi, handsome.
Curly, come back. It's a mirage, I tell you.
How about a kiss, sweetie?
Okay, cutie, come here.
We'll lay one on there.
Curly, stop kissing that mirage. Curly, you're acting crazy. Curly, stop. Curly, that's a mirage, I tell you. Curly, that's a mirage.
We can use a little spread. Say it again.
I'll say that's a mirage.
Huh? What?
You're making a fool out of yourself. I told you we've been standing there kissing a mirage.
Kissing a mirage. Are you sure?
Certainly, you had your arms around a cactus plant.
Cactus plant. What a fool I've been.
Yeah.
For the past 2 weeks, I've been walking right by.
Now look, Curly. You get a grip on yourself. Here, take these last few drops of water out of my canteen. I don't think we have too far to go. We made it, Curly. We made it. Palm Springs.
Yeah, but she don't look like much. Just one small building sitting out there in the desert.
Yeah, how do we get in?
Well, wait a minute. This looks like the front entrance. There's a sign on the gate. What does it say?
Racket Club members only. That's impossible. There couldn't be a racket club here in 1853.
Anyone for tennis?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Charlie Farrell, owner of the club.
Now look, Farrell, this is 1853. How do you happen to be here now?
I'm doing retakes on Seventh Heaven.
Oh.
I'm glad I ran into you, Captain O'Benny. There's been a murder at the racket club.
We're not doing that now. I'm sick of it.
Well, so am I. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hey, wait a minute, Farrell. What are all those red stains all over your trousers?
Well, I'm the mayor, and last night I had to paint the curbs.
Oh, yes, I heard about that. Well, goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. Anyone for tennis?
Hey, look, Curly. Right behind the club, there's a saloon. Let's go and have a drink. Curly. Curly.
I'm in here waiting for you, Tex.
Oh, yeah. Gee, what a place.
Hey, bartender. Hey, bartender.
What'll be, partner?
Give me a double shot of tequila.
Sure. Here you are. Double shot of tequila.
Thanks. Well, here's looking at you, Tex. Ah, smooth all the way down.
Hey, bartender, who's the gal coming toward us?
That's Tumbleweed Tess, owner.
Oh, hello, Tess.
Hiya, fellas.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Tess, didn't I see you in a Mirage before?
No, that was my sister Babe. She's a cactus plant.
See, Curly, I told you. How come a nice gal like you opens a gambling joint?
The only way I could get a room here.
Oh.
Would you boys like to try your luck gambling?
Sure would. What do you got here?
Blackjack, poker, dice, and roulette.
I'd like to play a little roulette. Is it on the level?
Are you kidding? That wheel is so crooked we have to have the brakes relined twice a week.
No. What about the crap game?
Don't be a fool.
What?
Those dice are so magnetized, if you got any iron in your blood, they'll run right up your sleeve.
What about poker? Is the deck marked?
We don't have to mark it.
What?
We deal you 5 blank cards, and a man leans over your shoulder and paints what we want you to have.
Well, I'm not afraid. I'm going to play some roulette. Come on, let's go in.
All right, gentlemen, how about a little action around here? Pick your number and watch the wheel go round.
I'll put $5 on 28. That's always been my lucky number.
Okay, $5 on 28. $13, you lose.
28's always been my lucky number. Another $5 on 28.
13, you lose.
I'll try it once more. $5 on 28. There it is, 28.
13, you lose.
Now, wait a minute. This game is crooked.
Crooked?
Yeah.
When you say that, partner, reach for your gun.
Okay, and when I count 3, draw. 1, 2, 3. Oh, for heaven's sakes, there goes our sketch.
What happened?
The 2 sound effects men shot each other. Wait.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first, let's sing to you because Valentine's Day is almost here.
'Cause you're the one I like. I love you just as madly as I love a Lucky Strike. Yes, sirree, Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette.
If you're not happy with your brand, try LSM&T. There's richer taste and mildness too in just the right degree. It's a fact. Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette.
Be happy, go lucky, be happy, go lucky strike, be happy, go lucky strike, yay!
Friends, are you being shortchanged on smoking enjoyment? You see, a recent 38-city survey shows that millions of smokers are not happy with the brand they're smoking. Maybe one reason is some cigarettes are tasteless and others too strong. Now you can get complete smoking enjoyment by switching to Lucky Strike. You'll really enjoy the perfect mildness and rich taste that only fine tobacco can give you. And LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. That's why Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette. So be happy, go Lucky. Make your next carton Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky strike, yay!
Remember, Lucky's taste better than any other cigarette.
Good night, everybody.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. The Jello program coming to you from Hollywood, California, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingstone, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with I See the Moon at Noon. know, ladies and gentlemen, along about this time each year, folks seem to appreciate a lovely Jell-O dessert even more than usual. For Jell-O, with its vivid, shimmering colors, seems almost like a preview of spring. Its glowing beauty makes you forget that winter is still with us. It adds a special note of gaiety and good cheer to any March meal. And the refreshing, extra-rich flavor of Jell-O gives you a welcome foretaste of next summer's fruits with all their tantalizing, juicy, ripe goodness. So brighten up tomorrow night's dinner with a brilliant Jell-O dessert. Order several packages from your grocer the first thing in the morning, choosing any or all of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, or lime. And be especially sure to include strawberry, raspberry, and cherry Jell-O. For each has a new, improved flavor, obtained by using a natural flavor base artificially enhanced. And the result is something mighty swell. A unique and delightful flavor that you'll find better than ever. Enjoy a tempting Jell-O dessert tomorrow. That was I See the Moon at Noon, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, after a month's vacation in Palm Springs, we bring you a man who looks a month younger, as if that made any difference, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, I may only look a month younger, but believe me, I feel like a kid. If there was anything I needed, it was those 4 weeks on the desert. Roughing it really did me a world of good.
Roughing it? Well, I wouldn't exactly say that you were leading such a rough life there, Jack.
Oh, you wouldn't, eh?
No, I saw you out many a night in Palm Springs, and you were wearing a tuxedo.
Yes, but it wasn't pressed. And if you'd have looked close, you'd have noticed that carnation in my buttonhole was a cactus blossom. And full of stickers. Don't tell me I didn't rough it. Why, I'm as hard as nails.
So you feel pretty rugged now, huh, Jack?
Do I? Don, you remember how soft and flabby my arms used to be?
Uh-huh.
Well, wait till I roll up my sleeve. I'll make a muscle for you. Wait.
Huh? Oh, Jack, you don't have to bother. I'll take your word for it.
No, Don. You know what a liar I am. No, I want to show you. Now, what? I'll raise my arm. There. How's that, Don? How's that muscle?
Where? I don't see it.
Right there on that tattoo. See how fat the eagle is now? See?
Eagle? I thought that was a sparrow.
With E pluribus unum on it? What are you talking about? I tell you, Don, I feel so good I'd like to get in a scrap with someone. Wait till Dennis Day comes in. I'll straighten him out fast. He'll never know what hit him.
Now, Jack, wait a minute. Take it easy.
Take it easy, nothing. I've got a muscle, and I'm going to use it. That kid has got to learn how to behave himself.
But, Jack, you're being unfair. Ever since Dennis has been on this program, he's been a perfect little gentleman. Well-behaved and well-mannered.
Well-mannered? Let me tell you something, Don. Last Monday, when I gave Dennis his salary check, he looked me straight in the eye and said, "Thank you very much."
Well, what's wrong with that?
Don, with the check he gets, that very much is pure sarcasm. Teach that kid to thank me. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. What are you doing with your fist up in the air?
I made a muscle for Don, and I can't get my arm down. See? See the muscle?
Where?
Right there.
Some muscle. Looks like a marshmallow with a hangover.
The hardest marshmallow you ever saw. Boy, there's a real muscle.
What are you going to do, stand there like a baking soda ad?
No, help me get my arm down. Here, pull. Ooh. Well, the eagle's a sparrow again. But just the same, wait till Dennis gets here. I'll fix that kid.
What about Dennis?
I'm going to beat him up, that's all. He's been acting too fresh around here lately, and it's time I straighten him out.
Straighten him out? Why don't you do something about Phil Harris? He's the wise guy.
Mary, Phil is nothing but a big, playful kid. But Dennis is a real troublemaker.
And he's smaller than you are.
That's merely a coincidence. Let me ask you something, Mary. How about when we were driving back from Palm Springs in the Maxwell? All that kid did was complain all the way in.
Well, who wouldn't complain? It's a 3-hour trip, and it took us 4 days to make it.
Well?
4 days from Palm Springs to Los Angeles? Why, it's only 120 miles.
129. We came by way of San Bernardino. Besides, we stopped to enjoy the scenery. It was lovely down with those snow-capped mountains and beautiful orange groves.
Oh, you and your orange groves. That's all we had for 4 days, orange juice.
Never mind.
The sign got 'em. All you can drink for 10 cents.
Now, wait a minute, Mary. Wait a minute. Don't give Don any false impressions. There was food, too. What about that delicious pressed chicken we had?
It had to be pressed. You ran over it.
All right, I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident.
An accident?
Yes.
Then why did Rochester yell tally-ho and chase it clear through a cornfield?
That never happened, and you know it. Would have been a very pleasant trip if you and Dennis hadn't been beefing all the time. I'll fix that, kid. By the way, Don, how did you come back to town?
Well, the little woman and I took the train. It was a very nice, restful trip.
Oh, the train is swell, Don, but I prefer motoring myself. I don't know, you see more of the country that way.
But, Jack, even allowing for sightseeing, I can't understand why it took you 4 days to come from Palm Springs to Los Angeles.
Oh, 4 days isn't so bad.
That's progress. It used to take the covered wagon 6.
And they didn't come by way of San Bernardino like I did. Anyway, Mary, you had a swell time in Palm Springs. You're back in Hollywood safe and sound, so forget it.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, here he is. All right, kid, put him up. Put him up. You've been aching for trouble, and you're going to get it.
What's going on here?
It's a long story. Jack found a muscle.
It's not it at all. Come on, kid, up with your dukes. I'll teach you to be careful.
Well, gee, I didn't mean to run over that tin can with the lawnmower.
That's not what I'm talking about. A small fine covers that. I just don't want you to go around complaining about your trip home from Palm Springs. I was nice enough to invite you.
Gosh, I drank so much orange juice I feel like a sunset.
Well, let me tell you something, Dennis. Orange juice is not only nourishing, but it's very good for you. It'll keep you from catching a cold.
I won't sneeze till 1980.
Well, that does it. All right, Dennis, put up your due.
Oh, Jack, will you stop being so childish? You're just picking on Dennis because he's the smallest one in our gang.
Mary's right. It's not like you, Jack, to be a bully. Why, in your physical condition, you could mangle the kid.
I could? Gee. Huh?
Certainly. You're a gorilla. You don't realize your own strength.
I don't? Well.
No. Now, the least you can do is apologize to Dennis.
Well, all right.
You don't have to, Mr. Benny. I'm a rat, and that's all there is to it.
No. No, you're not a rat, kid.
Well, one of us is.
Look, Dennis, you better sing your song before I lose my temper again. I don't know my own strength, like Don says. Now, what's it going to be?
I'm going to sing In Dublin's Fair City.
Good, good. Oh, Mary.
What do you want?
Help me get my arm down. It's stuck again.
Okay.
Ooh. Thanks, Mary. Sing, kid.
In Dublin's fair city, where girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. As she wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, but sure it's no wonder, for so were father and mother before. They wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She She died of a fever, and no one could save her. And that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Her ghost wheels her barrow through streets broad and narrow, frying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Frying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Frying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
That was In Dublin, Fair City, sung by Dennis Day. And very apropos, Dennis, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, isn't it?
Sure it is.
Yes, sir.
You tell me to put up my duke tomorrow, and I'll knock your block off.
Dennis, I'm not going all the bother putting my arm up again. So control yourself.
Oh, Jack.
What is it, Don?
Tomorrow being St. Patrick's Day, I have a great treat for our audience tonight.
A treat?
Yes, I prepared my commercial this evening with a Gaelic slam. I'm going to deliver it with an Irish brogue. I do it very well.
No kidding. Well, that really is a treat, Don. Any novelty's always welcome on this program. You say you do it with an Irish brogue, eh?
Yes.
Swell. Now go ahead. Let's hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next time you go to your neighborhood grocer, why not ask him for a package of tempting and appetizing Jell-O? It is not only economical and easy to make.
Where's the brogue?
But comes in 6 delicious flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime.
Don, where's the brogue?
So always insist on genuine Jell-O and look for the big red letters on the box. Be Gora.
Oh! There it is! Oh, that's it! Oh, I didn't know we were going to have... Well, you did that beautifully, Don. Oh, that's a marvelous brogue. How did you ever acquire it?
Oh, I do several dialects, Jack. Would you like to hear me read the same commercial as a Swede would do it?
Don, if you think I'm going to listen to that whole thing again just to hear you say yump and yiminy at the end of it, you're crazy. Now go away. Oh, hello, Phil.
Hiya, Jackson. You back in town already?
Yeah, I got in last night. But you know, I don't know, I wish we could have stayed in Palm Springs a couple of more weeks. It's wonderful there.
Well, personally, I'm glad to be back in the city.
What's the matter, Phil? Don't you like the desert?
No, that fresh air gets under my eyes and puffs them up.
Oh.
And I can't stand that hot sun beating down on my head.
Well, why don't you wear a hat?
Look, Jackson, I got gorgeous hair, and it would be sheer madness to hide it.
Well, that's the most conceited thing I ever heard. You know, Phil, I could have gorgeous hair, too, if I got it marcelled every week like you do.
Well, why don't you?
Well, maybe I will.
If you can get a Marcel, so can a coconut.
What? What did you say?
Should I put my dukes up, Mr. Benny?
Not this time, kid. This is strictly between Miss Livingstone and me.
You want to step out in the alley?
Oh, quiet. We're talking to Phil about Palm Springs. Now, how long did it... Mary, put your dukes down. Phil, how long did it take you to drive back?
Well, with all the traffic and everything, about an hour and 45 minutes.
Only an hour and 45 minutes?
Yes, and I stopped for a rumble lesson in Pomona.
Well, I'll be darned. An hour and 45 minutes.
That's what I can't understand, Jack. Why in the world it should take you 4 days to drive that distance?
Well, we had a lot of tough breaks, Don, and hard luck all the way.
I'll say, just as we were pulling into Beaumont, all the tires blew out.
Yeah.
All 4 of them?
All 4 in the spare. They've got a union.
Wait a minute, you're wrong, Mary. We had that tire trouble in Banning. Beaumont is where we ran out of gas.
We ran out of gas in Azusa.
No, Mary, I think it was Arcadia. Yeah, we ran out of gas in Arcadia.
Arcadia's where the top blew off.
The top didn't blow off. It shook off. Besides, it didn't happen in Arcadia. It was Pasadena.
It was not.
It was, too.
Pasadena's where we hit a bump and the headlights changed places.
Oh, yes. We had motor trouble there, too.
Motor trouble? Were you held up very long?
Yeah, we had to stay overnight, so Jack and Rochester made a personal appearance at the theater.
That's right, Don. I figured as long as we had to stay there, we might as well do our act.
How was the business, Jackson? Did you pack 'em in?
Well, it was on such short notice, Phil, and then it was raining, and besides that, we were bucking a terrific picture that was playing right across the street.
Yeah? What was the name of it?
Puppets of Passion, starring Ronald Glick and Heather Noodleman. Adults only. But we did pretty well at that. Anyway, enough of our adventures getting back home. What do you say, Phil? How about a band number?
Okay, Jackson. What do you want us to play? Something popular or something classified?
That's classical. Classified. Oh, brother, what a dodo.
Well, it ain't my fault. You dragged me down to Palm Springs and I missed 4 weeks of night school.
Oh, that's right. You did miss night school. Did it set you back any?
Yeah, the teacher's going around with another guy now.
Oh, she is. Say, your teacher must be good looking.
Jackson, she's pretty enough to be a cigarette girl.
I see. Well, Phil, let me know when you graduate from school, will you? I want to send your diploma to Ripley. Now, let's have a number. I don't care whether it's classified or classical. Just play it. Wait a minute. Come in.
Pues bueno, muchachos, estamos esperando aquí mucho tiempo.
No vale la pena. Mira la molestia que ya nos ha dado. Esperamos bastante tiempo. Ya voy a pedir a Jack Benny que nos pague enseguida, pronto.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait, who are these 3 guys?
Those are the boys that sang on the program last week.
Oh, the Guadalajara Trio from Palm Springs. Well, I paid them their money. What do they want?
More.
More? I gave them plenty. I gave you mucho pesos, boys, remember?
Pero queremos más dinero, por eso estamos aquí.
Look, fellas, if you want more money, I'll straighten it out with you tomorrow. Mañana. Mañana.
Why don't you pay them tonight?
I don't know the word. Mañana, boys. All right, go ahead and play, Phil. Hey, fellas, adios, will you? Adios. I wish I knew a good Spanish lawyer. That was Darling Nellie Gray, played by Phil Harris and his classified orchestra. Classified meaning I'm going to put an ad in the paper. I've had enough of them. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Oiga, Jack Benny, ¿por qué no la arreglamos ahora?
Oh, please, fellas, I'll pay you pronto. Pronto.
Pronto means right now.
Oh. Mañana, fellas. Mañana. Adios, will you? And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce that next Sunday night for our feature attraction, the Benny, We Know Our Business, but We're in the Wrong One players, will present their version of 20th Century Fox's version, of Jack Kirkland's version, of Erskine Caldwell's famous book, that sensational and daring saga of the Georgia Hill Country, Tobacco Road. Thank you, Cupcake. I should have hit that thing. I've got a muscle. Now, this great American classic will be the outstanding effort of our next Sunday's broadcast.
I haven't seen the picture yet, Jack. What's it like?
Well, it follows the play pretty closely, Mary. And just think, the legitimate show is still playing at the Forest Theater in New York. Remember the time I took you to see Tobacco Road when it first opened?
Oh, yes. Gee, that was a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
I'll never forget that night. You wore a derby hat, white spats, and a checkered suit.
And a bamboo cane. You know, in those days when I'd walk down the street, I wanted people to know I was an actor.
You never could tell in the theater.
Oh, yes, they could.
Say, Jackson, I remember Tobacco Road in them days.
Oh, did you see it, Phil?
No, I lived there.
Oh, that's right. Well, Phil, you can be our technical advisor and tell us when to take our shoes off. You know? Anyway, folks, tonight, as a trailer to this outstanding dramatic vehicle, we are going to present a few of the highlights that will... Pardon me, I'll take it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. Guess who this is?
Well, really, I haven't the slightest idea.
I'll give you a hint. Who works harder than anybody in the world?
Not you, Rochester. I bet $12 you're laying down while you're talking to me. You got the phone in one hand and a chicken sandwich in the other.
White meat or dark meat?
Never mind. I'm very busy now, Rochester. What do you want?
Well, I'm over here in Pasadena to pick up the Maxwell, but you didn't give me enough money.
Rochester, I gave you $20 to have that motor fixed. And that's plenty.
I know, but complications have set in.
What do you mean?
You remember how the motor used to backfire just before it blow up?
Yes?
Well, now it whistles 8 bars of there I go and boom.
Well, that's only because it's overheated. Is the fan turning over?
What's that, boss?
I said, is the fan turning over?
How can it? You've been wearing the belt for 2 weeks.
Well, that's your fault. You gave me a buckle for Christmas. Now tell the man to put on a new fan belt and have him fix that little leak in the radiator.
Little leak?
Yes.
Boss, that thing drips like a California sky.
Oh, it's not that bad. Now have it fixed and pay the garage man. And Rochester, if I didn't give you enough money, pay the difference and I will reimburse you.
I beg your pardon?
I said I'll reimburse you. That means I'll pay you back.
I know what it means. I just want to hear you say it.
You'll get it. Don't worry. I'll see you at home.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
I read in the paper where you signed a contract to make another picture pretty soon. Is that correct?
Yes, why?
I wish you'd speak to me about those things.
That's none of your business. Goodbye. To speak to him about it. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as I start to announce, we will now have a preview of Tobacco Road. Take it, Mr. Wilson.
Tobacco Road, a few of the highlights from this sensational production. First, romance.
I'll look, Ellie Mae. What do you say we get hitched?
You mean get married?
No, get hitched. I want to plow the field.
Drama.
Hey, Jeter, ain't the clouds fleecy tonight?
That's the mattress. You're under the bed.
Intrigue.
Is there anybody home?
Yes, come in, tree.
Comedy.
Why does the hen cross the road?
So Jack can have pressed chicken.
Now cut that out.
Suspense.
Estamos cansados de esperar aquí. Queremos el dinero.
I told you, fellas, mañana. Mañana.
Technicolor.
Hello, boss.
Rochester. These are only a few of the highlights of dramatic thrills that are in store for you next Sunday night. Don't forget to tune in, folks. Tobacco Road.
Bigger than puppets of passion.
You said it. Play, Phil.
Many folks find that Sunday evening is a swell time for writing those letters they've intended to write all week but just haven't got around to. So if you haven't yet written for your copy of General Foods' new dessert recipe book, as I know you've meant to, why not do it tonight? Just address an envelope to me, Don Wilson, care of General Foods, Battle Creek, Michigan. Then place a dime in coin or stamps in the envelope, together with your name and address, and mail it right away. In return, we'll send you a copy of our new dessert recipe book, a big 48-page recipe book so beautiful that you'll never tire of looking at it, and so convenient that you'll use it not just once or twice, but all the time. It's a new idea in recipe books altogether because it's designed to give you a different idea for dessert every single day of the year. There are tempting suggestions and recipes for 365 luscious desserts. Pastries, puddings, cakes, cookies, and every other kind of treat you can think of, including lots of desserts made with rich, shimmering Jell-O. And this grand book is simply full of colorful, fascinating pictures, lovely photographs, and clever, attractive paintings, page after page of them. So don't wait another day to send for this useful and beautiful book. Tonight, take a few minutes to write for your copy. Just send 10 cents in coin or stamps to Don Wilson, care of General Foods, Battle Creek, Michigan. Be sure you remember the address. Don Wilson, care of General Foods, Battle Creek, Michigan.
The last number of the 24th program in the current Jell-O series, and we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. So be sure to tune in and hear our version of Tobacco Road. Say, Mary, I'm going to be a hillbilly next week. I better dig up some old clothes.
Why don't you wear that checkered suit? You still got it.
Oh, yes, but the coat is so tight on me now. I'll never be able to get my muscle in it.
Oh, just wear the vest. That hollow chest of yours will fit anything.
Not when I inhale. Good night, folks.
Whenever you reach for a cup of coffee, ladies and gentlemen, is there a still small voice inside that says,
"Careful now. You know you didn't sleep a wink last time you had coffee."
Then see that your coffee in the future is Sanka coffee, because it's the caffeine in ordinary coffees that keeps so many people awake. And Sanka coffee has had 97% of the caffeine taken out. Sanka is a real coffee, a delicious coffee, and it won't interfere with anybody's sleep. Sanka Coffee presents We the People over another network every Tuesday night. This is the National Broadcasting Company
program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingstone, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Any of you ever meet the kind of a guy I did the other day who cried proudly, "Breakfast? Never touch it." Oh, well, a cup of coffee, maybe. Actually sort of boasting about it, you know. What does he think he is, anyway, a hummingbird? So I said, why don't you eat breakfast? And he said, "Oh, food doesn't look good to me at that hour." Right there, I did my good deed for the day by telling him about Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes. Because that's what these two cereals are made for, to tempt morning appetites with a crisp, appetizing texture and swell, malty-rich flavor. And boy, do they do the trick. Why, a bowl of Grape Nuts or Grape Nuts Flakes brimming with rich milk puts you right on top of the world. But with all their brisk lightheartedness, both are basic 7 foods. So their all-around whole-grain nourishment helps make any breakfast an adequate breakfast. And that's the kind of breakfast doctors and dietitians tell us we all need every day. No doubt about it, friends. Eat a good breakfast and you'll do a better job. And for a rousing, swell-tasting breakfast treat, make it Grape Nuts Flakes. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're broadcasting from Palm Springs for the Torney Hospital and the 21st Air Ferry Command. So we take you back a few hours and pick up Jack and the gang who are on their way here by plane. They're now 5,000 feet in the air, headed for Palm Springs.
Gee, it's great to be in a plane like this. Isn't it, Mary?
Yeah. First one I was ever in where you can open the windows.
Yeah. Oh, boy, look at those mountains down below us.
Are you nervous, Jack?
Of course not. Are you, Mary?
Of course not.
How about you, Dennis?
Of course not.
Are you nervous, Don?
Of course not.
When he gets to me, he's going to hear some new words.
Rochester, there's nothing to be worried about. This is a nice, smooth trip. And we're in a very modern plane. So you have absolutely no reason to be frightened. What are you hahing about?
I can't talk with this rabbit's foot in my mouth.
Well, that's ridiculous. Now take that rabbit's foot out of your mouth.
I got to take out the horseshoe first.
Rabbit's foot and a horseshoe. Rochester, take them both and throw them out the window.
Okay.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Well, did you throw them out?
Yes, boss, and now there's nothing to hold this plane up but the wings.
Rochester, take it easy, will you? Everybody else is relaxed. Just look at... Dennis! Dennis, pull your head in out of that window. Dennis!
Jack, he can't hear you with those motors roaring out there.
Hey, Mary, watch. I'm going to have some fun with that kid. I'll put my head out of this front window and make faces at him. Get this. Hey, kid!
Jack, your toupee!
My what?
Your tooth!
Ouch!
What happened?
I don't know, but all of a sudden I need a shave.
Dennis, give me that.
I'll get it. Hold still, Dennis.
Give it to me. Thanks, Mary. There.
Jack.
What?
You got it too far over your left ear.
I want it like that. I feel sporty today.
Then turn it around, the laundry mark shows.
Oh, Mary, for heaven's sake, everybody gets a shampoo once in a while.
Yeah, but they're there when they get it.
Oh, quiet. Well, Rochester, how are you? You getting accustomed to the plane trip?
Boss, I don't know how I can be so high and feel so low.
I don't know why you act that way, Rochester. So beautiful up here, soaring above the fleecy clouds, with the sun reflecting its golden rays across the horizon, and mountain peaks in the distance, holding their proud heads up to the sky. And the blue...
It's no use, boss. My heart just ain't in it.
Well, then just sit there and wait till we get to Palm Springs. It's the last time I'll take you in a plane.
Thanks, boss.
Say, Jack, I wonder what our altitude is now.
I don't know, Don.
I'm going up front and find out.
Don, will you please warn the pilot when you shift your cargo? For heaven's sake.
Oh, Jack, I'm not big enough to affect the flight of a plane.
Not big enough? Don, Mount Wilson was not only named after you, but there's a family resemblance. You both bulge at the base. Now, Don, go back and sit in your seats. Please.
Oh, Mr. Benny.
Huh?
Mr. Benny.
What is it, Dennis?
When we took off, I think we forgot somebody.
Forgot somebody?
I wish it was me.
Rochester.
All right, I wish it was I.
Never mind.
Oh, I know. It's Mr. Harris.
We didn't forget him. Phil and his orchestra coming up later. Hope he gets to the broadcast on time.
Pilot to Don Wilson. Pilot to Don Wilson. Lean to the left. I'm banking for a turn.
Don, do as he says.
Wilson to pilot. I'm leaning.
Pilot to Wilson. I'm banking.
To whom it may concern, I'm fainting.
Rochester, cut that out. Don, you're doing a very good job. Don't let your stomach get off the beam. Say, Mary. Hey, where's Mary?
She went up front to talk to the pilot.
Oh.
Say, pilot,
Yes?
how long before we arrive in Palm Springs?
Palm Springs. Well, it's about time somebody told me where we were going.
You mean you didn't know?
Oh, nobody tells me anything. They just put me in a plane and point.
No kidding.
Once they had a dispatcher with a crooked finger, and I flew around in circles for 3 days.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I passed Mrs. Roosevelt twice.
Can you imagine that? Say, pilot, what are all those different gadgets there?
Well, this is the altimeter, this is the oil pressure gauge, that's the tachometer, this is the airspeed indicator, and don't turn that one.
Why, what is it?
I don't know, but every time I turn it, I fall out.
Well, I never heard of that before.
By the way, Miss Livingstone, I meant to ask you something. Is Jack Benny your boyfriend?
Well,
Well, is he?
oh, in a way he is.
Oh, he is, huh?
Well, there's a war on, you know. Oh, say, pilot, when we get to Palm Springs, I wish you'd tell me a good place to eat because I haven't been there.
No kidding, Mr. Benny. Did they really let you fly a plane when you were in Africa?
Oh, sure, Dennis. I can fly. I handle a plane like I was born in it.
Gosh, were they invented then?
Certainly. Of course they were. I'm only 39. That's all.
Gee, when I'm 39 like you are, I hope I look like 39 like other people do.
Dennis.
I figured that out in my own little mind.
Well, just figure out what song you're supposed to sing when we get... Hey, Mary, where were you?
I was up front talking to the pilot. He asked me if you were my boyfriend.
Oh, really? What'd you tell him?
I told him I was kind of nuts about you, but you were the blasé type that didn't show much affection.
Uh-huh.
And I also told him I was in love with you because you were a combination of Charles Boyer, Gary Cooper, and Robert Taylor.
Oh, how could you, Mary? I mean, Cooper is much taller than I am. I mean, what else did you say?
Then I told him you had more sex appeal than Clark Gable.
Oh, that's sweet. And did he believe you?
Oh, sure. You ought to meet him, Jack. He's nuts.
He is not. He's one of the nicest.
Pilot to Wilson, please inhale. I'm trying to climb.
Go ahead, Don.
Use both lungs, Mr. Wilson, please.
Oh, Rochester, stop worrying. What are you, a man or a mouse?
Boss, can you hear me?
Yes.
Then shake the paw of a talking mouse.
Oh, for goodness sake. The next time
Pilot to control tower, coming in for a landing.
Control tower to pilot, everything okay?
Rochester to Mother Earth, here comes your boy.
And you thought you needed that rabbit's foot and horseshoe. Well, here we are, fellas, Palm Springs.
Sometimes I feel so very certain that you care, and there are times I feel we don't belong. The more I fall for you, the more I must beware. So how am I to know if I am right or wrong? For my heart tells me this is just a fling. Yet you say our love means everything. Do I will cry again. Lips that kiss like yours could lie again. If I'm full enough to see this through, will I be sorry if I do? Should I believe my heart or you? My heart tells me I will cry again. Lips that kiss like yours could lie again. If I'm full enough to see this through, will I be sorry if I do? Should I believe my heart
That was My Heart Tells Me, sung by Dennis Day. Very good, Dennis. Say, that was a nice plane trip we had, wasn't it, kid?
It sure was, Mr. Benny. Say, is Rochester really a mouse?
I'll say he is.
Then I better keep my trap shut.
Dennis, stop guessing at jokes.
Say, Jack, you didn't have a chance to eat before the show, did you?
To eat? Oh, sure, Don. Remember when you came straight to the theater, Mary, Dennis, and I stopped off at a restaurant. You know, the one down here in the corner where they have the... I wonder what's good to eat. Mary, let me see your menu.
Here you are, Jack. What do you want to take a chance on?
What do you mean, take a chance on?
They didn't print the prices.
Mary, I never quibble about prices. Now, let's see. What do I want?
I'm going to have a hot fudge sundae on whole wheat toast.
Well, I've heard everything now.
Here comes the waiter.
Oh, yes.
Your orders, please.
I'll have a steak sandwich and coffee.
I want breakfast, some fruit and cereal.
Well, we have orange juice, tomato juice, grape nuts, and grape nuts flakes.
Oh, good. I don't know which to have, grape nuts or grape nuts flakes.
They're both delightful, and you get one delicious flavor in two distinctive forms.
Well...
You'll like them. They're malty, rich, sweet as a nut, and nutritious.
Well, okay, I'll have some grape nuts flakes.
With cream?
Of course. Of course. Hurry it up, will you?
Certainly.
Say, Mary, isn't that waiter peculiar?
Oh, just a whittle.
All right, you can stop with that. Say, look who's here.
Hiya, Jackson. I just got in.
Oh, you finally made it, eh, Phil?
Yeah, and you know what, Jackson? I was driving along, and just outside of Pomona, I saw a rabbit's foot on the road, so I stopped to pick it up.
Yeah?
And while I was bending over, I get hit on the head with a horseshoe.
No kidding.
That was Mr. Benny's fault. He made Rochester...
Dennis! Say, Phil, did you bring all your boys with you?
Yeah, all except Wilbur, my trombone player. You know, Jackson, I had to fire that guy.
Why?
He drinks.
Oh, fine. You're certainly the right guy to fire anybody because he drinks.
Well, that stuff's too scarce. I can always get a trombone player.
Oh, I see. Well, I knew you had a good reason. Well, Phil, now that you're here, you better go over to the theater and set up your band number. What are you going to play?
Oh, I don't know. I'll either play Schubert's Unfinished Symphony or Pistol Packin' Mama.
I see.
Because I can finish Pistol Packin' Mama.
You can finish any song. Now go over and rehearse it.
Okay, Jackson, see you later.
Here comes the food.
I'm sorry for the delay, folks. Here's your steak sandwich, miss. And here's your grape nuts flakes.
Thank you.
And here, Whittle Man, here's your hot fudge sundae on whole wheat toast.
Oh, boy.
Dennis, I hate to tell you this, but only a jerk would eat a hot fudge sundae on toast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting any of mine.
Oh, what's the use? Come on, Mary. We better hurry and eat. I want to get back by the time Phil gets through rehearsing his number.
What did he say he's going to play?
Schubert's Pistol Packin' Mama or something. I don't know. Some number. Well, I've had enough to eat.
Me too. Let's go.
Say, waiter, those grape nuts flakes were good.
They're crunchy, too.
Now, come on, kids. Goodbye, waiter.
Goodbye. Oh, blood and guts.
Ah, isn't that cute? He knows me. Huh?
Come on, Jack. Let's go.
Pardon me, stranger.
Yes?
My name is Slim Barton. I'm a reporter on the Desert Sun.
I see.
Is this your first time in Palm Springs?
No, I've been coming here for years.
Well, it's a nice place to come to. This is one spot where the sun shines 365 days a year.
It does? Well, it was a little cloudy this morning.
Smile when you say that, partner.
I'm sorry.
Where do you hail from, stranger?
I come from Los Angeles.
From Los Angeles, eh? Who helped you break trail?
No one. I walked behind a Greyhound bus.
Well, tell me, stranger, have you seen anything? Have you been getting around this here town much?
Well, I've been to the Colonial House, the Desert Inn, Deepwell Ranch, 139 Club, the Del Taquits.
Have you been to Desmond's?
Yes.
Bullock's?
Bullock's, yes. I like to rough it now and then.
Have you been to the Lone Palm?
What did you say, mister?
I said, have you been to the Lone Palm?
Have I been to the Lone Palm? Let me tell you a story, young man. Come closer. This may be interesting. Very interesting. Palm Springs in 49. Wine, women, saloons. All centered around the mad scramble for gold. The scene is the Lone Palm Cafe in the days of the gold rush, run by Pistol Packin' Mary, also known as Livy the Leech. As the scene opens, we find her talking to Curly Harris, her front man and bouncer.
Well, how does it look, Curly?
Oh, everything's all right, Livy. The suckers are at it again.
Good.
How's the roulette wheel doing?
Okay. Deadeye Pete lost 15,000, Grubstake Gallagher lost 18, and Mervyn the Mug just dropped 22,000.
That's funny. Them guys all work for the house.
Yeah, the wheel's so crooked, even the shills are losing.
That's right, Liv.
Yahoo! At last I've made my pile.
Who's the character, Livy?
That's Rattlesnake Benny, the prospector. He must have struck gold.
Stand aside, everybody. For 21 days I've been out on that hot desert, drinking water out of a rusty tin can, drinking water out of an old hat, drinking water out of my dirty hands. Now let me at that bar.
What'll it be, partner?
Give me some water in a glass. I'm parched.
Hello, Rattlesnake.
Well, there's my old gal, Mascara Mouth Minnie. I've been out on that scorching desert a long time, Minnie, so give me a kiss.
Okay, Rattlesnake. Pucker up.
How was that, Minnie?
Dehydrated.
Well, come on, gal, let's sit down.
Say, Curly, now that Rattlesnake has struck it rich, we ought to go to work on him.
That's right, Livy. We ought to steer him over to that Wheel of Fortune.
Okay. Hey, Rattlesnake, you've been pretty lucky lately. How'd you like to take a chance on the wheel?
Okay, Livy, don't mind if I do. 28 has always been my lucky number.
Okay, gents, get your bets down and your hands up.
$15,000 on 28.
13, you lose.
28's my lucky number. Another 15,000 on 28.
13, you lose.
I'll try it once more. 15,000 on 28. There it is, 20.
13, you lose.
I wouldn't exactly say that will is crooked, but it ad-libs a lot. Well, I ain't going to gamble anymore.
Say, Curly, Rattlesnake's still got a big pile left. What are we going to do?
Well, there's only one man that can work on them.
Who?
Dennis the Shill.
Okay, here he comes now. Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Livy. Pour me some orange juice and blow the seeds off.
Now listen, Dennis. Rattlesnake Benny's over at the bar, and he's loaded with gold. Take care of him, will you?
Yeah, you know, like you always do.
Okay, leave it to me. Hello, Rattlesnake.
Hello, kid. Have a drink on me.
No, thanks. I gotta stay sober so I can clip you. Want to play poker?
Sure, you look like an honest man. Shake hands.
Not so hard. You're shaking the cards out of my sleeve.
Well, let's sit down and start with a clean deck. Okay. I'll play a no-draw hand for $1,000. Shuffle 'em, partner. All right, now deal 'em.
I can't. My fingers are stuck on the cards.
Never mind your fingers. Just deal 'em. Now, quiet, everybody. There's a big game on here.
What have you got?
4 deuces. There you are. 4 twos.
You win. I got 4 lousy ones.
Well, I'm sorry, partner.
How's the game coming, Dennis?
I'm a-cheating, but he's a-winning. That's not right. Is it, Miss Livingstone?
Hey, what's going on here? If I've been fleeced, Livy, I'm going to wreck this joint.
Hey, Curly, come on over. There's trouble here.
I'll say there's trouble. Now, listen, kid. You try to double-cross me, so reach for your gun.
Okay, Rattlesnake, but give me a chance. I got a zipper on my holster.
I'll give you a chance. Get up on your feet. We'll count 3 and fire. 1, 2, 3. Oh! We got the bartender and Curly. Let's try it again.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
We got Minnie and Livy.
Yeah. Let's try it again.
Why not? We're perfectly safe.
Yeah, but this time, let's face each other. 1, 2, 3. Oh. We got each other that time, partner.
Well, I'm sure glad I wasn't in that sketch. Music, please.
Say, friends, ever notice how often it happens that when you do a good turn for someone else, it boomerangs right back and helps you, too? Well, that's where we all stand with Uncle Sam's new food program, Food Fights for Freedom. By helping Uncle Sam, we help ourselves, and here's how. One of the things we're asked to do is buy more foods that are plentiful. Cereals with whole grain nourishment, for instance, like grape nuts and grape nuts flakes. Well, you can't do a better turn for yourselves, folks, than to get even better acquainted with these two delicious, malty-rich breakfast treats. Sure, they're good to eat. I guess you all know that. But there's a whole lot more to the story than just their swell taste. Both grape nuts and grape nuts flakes are Basic 7 foods crammed full of energy-giving, whole-grain nourishment. And, ladies, you just can't think up a thriftier buy than those two famous breakfast cereals. So help yourselves, help your budget, and help Uncle Sam. Buy foods that are plentiful, and for downright good eating, buy grape nuts and grape nuts flakes.
Well, folks, it's been a privilege to broadcast here for the personnel of the Air Ferry Command and the Torney Military Hospital. And we'll be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. Good night, everybody.
Broadcasting for the patients and military personnel at the Torney General Hospital at Palm Springs, Jack Benny, with Mary Livingstone, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, you fortunate people, we bring you that star of stage, screen, and radio and operator of peanut vending machines throughout the Palm Springs area.
It's just a little sideline, folks.
So while we're working for Peanuts, he's got Peanuts working for him. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, I didn't mind you disclosing that I'm the Peanut King of Palm Springs. But you forgot to mention that I've just acquired the franchise for Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga. You want to watch that, Bob?
Well, I will, Jack.
And another thing, Don, you didn't have to infer that I'm not paying you and my cast enough money for being on my radio show.
Well, we're not complaining about the radio show, Jack. It's that evening work you make us do.
Oh, a few hours' work in the evening never hurt anybody.
I know, but we feel so silly coming to your house and sitting around with those little aprons on and shelling peanuts.
Well...
when it's time to go home, the way you reach in the cuffs of our pants.
Well, Don, as long as you're beefing about it, I got a little complaint to make, too. I'm docking you 50 cents for what you did last night.
What did I do?
Remember that pile of peanuts you sat on?
Yes?
Peanut butter. I'm not going to clog up my machines with that stuff. Now, Don, we're here to do a show for the boys at Torney Hospital. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Hiya, fellas.
Say, Mary, that's a cute outfit you're wearing. Something new?
Yes, I just got it. It's a convertible sunsuit.
Convertible? You mean you can let the top all the way down?
Jack!
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. Anyway, I think it's
say, Jack, I meant to tell you, on my way over here, I passed one of your peanut machines, and I saw something I think you ought to know about.
What's that, Mary?
Oh, there's a kid in this neighborhood who's got a system for getting a lot of peanuts out of your machine for just 1 penny.
A lot of peanuts for a penny. How does he do it?
Well, first he steadies the machine with his left hand, and then he puts in a penny with his left hand.
Uh-huh.
And then he turns the handle with his left hand.
What does he do with his right hand?
He picks up a rock and breaks the glass.
Well, how do you like that? There's always somebody trying to put something over on you.
But, Jack, he was just a kid.
I don't mean just him. You want to know something, Mary? Yesterday, I went around and emptied my machines, and when I was counting up the pennies, I found a slug. Imagine anyone being so cheap as to put a slug in a peanut machine.
A slug? Let me see it.
I haven't got it. I weighed myself this morning. And you'll never believe this, Mary. You know the little card that comes out with your weight and the picture of a movie star on the other side?
Yeah.
Well, the card I got had my picture on it. Imagine my picture coming out.
Well, what'd you expect for a slug? Clark Gable?
No, but...
Hi, you fellas. Clap them hands. Stir up some air. It's hot in here. Thank you. Yes, sir. Get ready to laugh up here at Torney because Harris is on and he's plenty corny. Hey, wait a minute, Jackson. Who penciled that line in my script? Harris is on and he's plenty corny.
I did, Phil. I'll teach you to come to rehearsal so you'll know what you're reading.
What do you mean reading? I mesmerize all my stuff.
Oh, fine. Why weren't you at rehearsal anyway? What took you so long getting here?
Well, Jackson, whenever I come through this desert country, I visit my uncle. You see, my uncle's a hermit, and I spend a couple of hours with him to keep him from being lonesome.
Oh, a hermit, eh? Where does he live?
At the Chi-Chi Club.
At the Chi-Chi Club? Phil, how can he be lonesome at the Chi-Chi Club?
He's a civilian.
Oh. Well, I can see where that would make a lot of difference. Come in. Yes?
Are you Mr. Benny, proprietor of the peanut machine in front of the El Paseo drugstore?
Yes. Yeah, what can I do for you?
I want my penny back.
What?
I put a penny in your peanut machine and nothing came out.
Oh.
Do I get my penny back?
Why, certainly.
Gee, and I thought I was going to have trouble.
Trouble? Why, not at all. Just fill out these forms. That's all. Huh?
No trouble at all, Bub. No trouble at all.
Phil, now here are the forms, mister. Go over in the corner and fill them out.
Yeah, but I only want my penny back.
I know. Just fill out the form and everything will be all right.
Okay.
Say, Jack, why do you make him go through all that just to get a penny back?
I can't help it, Don. The peanut vending business is very legitimate, and I've got to conduct it in a legitimate manner.
Jack, do you grow all those peanuts yourself?
Of course not, Mary. I have them shipped in. Didn't you see all those sacks piled on the front porch?
You mean the ones that said nuts to Benny?
Certainly. What are you laughing at?
I thought it was fan mail.
Oh, you did, eh?
Well, Mr. Benny.
Yes?
I finished filling out the forms. Now, if you'll give me my penny, I'll go.
Certainly. But first, you've got to get this form notarized.
What?
And fingerprinted.
Notarized, fingerprinted,
That's
just to get a penny back. Fill out forms. I didn't want any peanuts in the first place. It's all my wife's fault. I knew the machine was empty, but she goaded me on. I didn't want to do it, and when I didn't get any peanuts, I wanted to forget about it. But no, she said, get your penny back. Get your penny back. What a laugh. Forms, questions, fingerprints, notarized.
Play, Phil, play. Play, Phil. You certainly meet a lot of peculiar people in the field. That was every time played by Phil Harris. Very short number, Phil. Played by Phil Harris. And he's Don Juan de la Caballero de la Del Taquitz Orchestra. Which is a Spanish phrase meaning take the cotton out of your ears, fellas. The music's over. Say, Phil, I meant to ask you, where are you living here in Palm Springs?
Well, I'm out at the Deep Well Ranch.
Living in a cabin or a room?
No, in the well. It's crowded out there. Where are you living, Jackson?
I've got a house here, Phil. It belongs to William Powell. And we have a friendly agreement. You see, he pays for the electricity, and I pay for the water.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Jack, you're living there for nothing, and you still make William Powell pay for the electricity while you'll only pay for the water?
Yeah, but now I wish it were the other way around.
Why?
I'm getting awfully thirsty. You know, you can live without reading at night, you know. Anyway.
Say, Jack, that's quite a coincidence you're living in Bill Powell's house. He's always been my favorite actor. He's so suave, so sophisticated, so debonair.
I agree with you, Don. I think William Powell is definitely in my class. In fact, the other day as I was walking down the street, some people pointed at me and said, look, he walks just like Powell.
They meant Eleanor Powell.
They did not.
Wait a minute, Jackson. Where do you come off comparing yourself to William Powell? Why, Fred Allen is a better actor than you are.
Who?
Fred Allen. I saw him in his latest picture. It's in the bag, and the guy's terrific. And boy, does he look good on the screen.
Bill, stop comparing me with Allen with those bags under his eyes and those wrinkles on his face. I won't look that bad when I'm 40.
Do you want to answer that, Phil?
No, you take it, Livy.
Quiet. Now, let me tell you something. I just finished a picture, too. The Horn Blows at Midnight. Mary saw the preview. Go ahead, Mary. Tell them how I look.
I wouldn't even tell that to another girl.
Another girl.
That's telling him, Livy.
What do you know about it? You didn't even see my picture.
Well, I'm not talking about your picture. I merely said that Fred Allen is a better actor than you are.
He is not. And, Phil, let's drop the subject or you're going to get a punch in the nose.
Yeah? Who's going to do it?
Don Wilson. That's who.
But, Jack, I don't want to fight with Phil.
Oh, you're yellow, eh? I knew it all the time. Imagine a big guy like you.
Now, wait a minute, Jackson. You're the one that's yellow.
Oh, yeah? Just say that once more.
You're yellow.
That does it. I'm going home. Right now.
But, Jack, you can't just walk off the program.
Oh, I can't, eh? Sound man, open that door. You guys are so smart you can run the program without me. I'm sorry, fellas. This all had to happen in front of you, but I'm going.
Too mad when he gets here because I'm going to ask him for the night off. Maybe if I fix him a nice, tall, frosty Tom Collins with just the right amount of... No, I'd only drink that myself. well, at least one of us will be in a good mood. Is that you, Mr. Benny?
Yes.
Was that you slamming the door like that?
Yes.
Are you mad?
Yes.
Can I have the night off?
Yes. I mean, no. Rochester, what's the idea of trying to trick me?
I thought I'd slip that in while you were accentuating the positive.
Well, you can forget that because you can't have tonight off. I'm going to my bedroom and lie down. I want you to come in and rub my back.
Yes, sir. What do you want me to rub it with?
I don't know. You got any olive oil?
No, but we've got peanut butter.
Oh, yes. That clumsy Wilson. Never mind, Rock. Just give me a massage with your hand.
Okay. Lie down, boss.
Now go ahead.
Yes, sir. My, what big muscles in your back.
Muscles? Oh, yes, of course. How big are they, Rochester?
Well...
Go on, tell me.
How big would it have to be for me to get the night off?
I should have known you were leading for something. Now, you definitely can't have the night off.
Those muscles are mountainous, boss. Mountainous.
What?
Well, they've got snow on them 6 months out of the year.
It's too late. You had your chance, and you've rubbed me enough. Now, will you please get me a glass of ginger ale?
Okay.
I'll turn on the radio and see how my gang is getting along without me. I think they're so smart.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, continuing with our Liz program.
Quiz program? What are they doing with my show?
Our next contestant is a charming young lady, Miss Phyllis Harrison.
Phyllis Harrison?
Now, Mrs. Harrison, what is your occupation?
I'm a housewife.
That's Phil Harris? I know it.
Now, tell me, Mrs. Harrison, have you ever been on the radio before?
Just once. I burped on breakfast at Science.
Oh, my goodness, what they're doing to my show.
Now, here's your first question, Mrs. Harrison. How many people are there in the Big Three?
5.
I knew it was Harris. I knew it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Larry Stevens, the singing star of my program, will sing This Heart of Mine.
The singing star of his program.
May angels up above watch over you and keep you safe, my love, until the dawn breaks through. Good night, sweet dreams. Tomorrow's another day. Good night, sweet dreams,
Very, very good, Larry. Thank you. Well, by the way, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, Larry.
Well, there's somebody missing on this program, but I can't figure out who it is.
He'll know who it is when he doesn't get his check. He's going to turn this thing off and take a nap. Still can't get over the way my gang insisted that Alan was a better actor than I am. You'd think at least one of them would agree with me. I know what I'll do. I'll ask Rochester when he comes back. He's always been loyal to me. He'll give me a good...
Here's your ginger ale, boss.
Thanks. Rochester, if I ask you a question, will you tell me the truth?
Yes, sir.
Do you think Fred Allen is a better actor than I am?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir!
Well...
Why, you're even better than Gary Cooper, Ronald Coleman, Spencer Tracy, and Fred McMurray all put together.
Oh, Rochester, you're just trying to flatter me.
No, I'm just trying to get the night off.
Well, you can't get it that way. Now go out in the kitchen and leave me alone. I want to take a nap.
Okay.
Just as bad as my cat. Oh, well, I'm going to take a nap. Maybe I'll feel better when I wake up.
Oh, boy, this bed feels good.
Rochester thinks he can get away with everything just because I owe him money.
Believe me, I'd let him go if he wasn't a partner in my peanut business.
He's not much of a butler anyway. I wish I had one like you see in the movies. A real gentleman's gentleman.
A butler with class.
Yes, sir. A butler, that's what I want. A suave gentleman's gentleman. A butler. Class.
Hello, this is the residence of Jack Benny, outstanding star of the cinema, the drama, the wireless, entertains at strawberry festivals and smokers, material homey or risque as the occasion demands. I'm sorry Mr. Benny is taking his bath right now. This is his gentleman, William Powell. Who shall I say is calling? Haiti? Haiti LaHoo? Well, I'm frightfully sorry, Miss Lamar, but Mr. Benny hasn't any more pin-up pictures of himself. He sent them all to the nurses at Torney General Hospital. Yes, they've just voted him Mr. Let's Hope We Can Find a Cure for It of 1945. Very good. I'll tell him you called. Goodbye.
William Powell.
Coming, master. You called, sir?
No, I called William. What you do? I'm finished with my bath. Lift me out of the tub.
Yes, sir.
Now, dry my back.
Yes, sir.
Now, comb my hair.
Yes, sir. There. Now, shall I put it on you, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
There you are. And I must say, you look very manly, sir.
William, that goes on my head, not my chest. Now, help me on with my shoes. Just put them on my feet. I'll tie the laces myself.
Oh, very good, sir, if you feel like roughing it.
That I do. The doorbell, William. Answer it.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, William.
Oh, good morning, Miss Livingstone. Come right in.
Well, thank you.
Your hat,
Here,
your coat,
here,
your kiss.
here.
Wait a minute, William. Wait a minute. I'm supposed to get that.
But, sir, I'd much rather kiss her.
I didn't mean that. And anyway, look what your kiss did to Mary. She's fainted. She's lying on the floor.
Oh, yes. She makes a tidy little heap, doesn't she?
Never mind that. Mary, speak to me. Mary, look. It's me, Jack. Say something.
Get your penny back. Get your penny back. Get your penny back. Get your penny back.
I didn't want any peanuts in the first place. It's all your fault. I knew the machine was empty, but you goaded me on. You said, get your penny back. Get your penny back. What a laugh. More precious fingerprints. Notarized.
William, where are you?
Right here. You're on my lap, sir.
Oh, yes. William, you're so dependable. You've been with me 68 years, haven't you?
87, sir.
Oh, yes. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me the truth.
You can rely upon me, sir.
Tell me, William, what do you think of me as an actor?
Well, sir, you're not quite as romantic as Cary Grant, and you haven't the boyish charm of Van Johnson. You lack the sophistication of Charles Boyer, and you just miss the dramatic ability of Spencer Tracy.
Yes.
Well, to sum it all up, you stink.
Thank you, William. I knew I could count on you.
Dinner is served, sir.
Good, I'm hungry. What are we having for dinner, William?
Peanuts on the half shell.
Good.
Oh, William, I've been meaning to ask you, how is it that a man of your breeding has chosen to be a butler?
Well, madam, I wasn't always a butler. I used to be a millionaire. In fact, until last month, I had $1 million. And now it's gone, all gone.
But how did all that money go so fast?
I spent a week in Palm Springs.
Oh, we understand. Come on, Mary, let's eat.
Oh, say, William, I'd like a cigarette, please.
Just a second, and I'll get one out of Mr. Benny's musical cigarette box. Just listen to it as I lift up the cover. It's a little out of tune.
Wait a minute, that isn't my cigarette box. Mine was solid gold, studded with diamonds and rubies. There's been a robbery. I'll send for a detective.
Nobody leave this room.
Who are you?
I'm the thin man.
The thin man? You look like William, the butler.
Quiet, Myrna.
Myrna?
Now, where's my dog, Asta? Oh, there you are.
Me?
Here, Asta. Come on.
Stop whistling at me. I'm not a dog. I'm not a woof. Woof, 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 woof.
Oh, you poor little puppy. I think you're sick.
Stop feeling my nose. I'm not a dog, and cut that out.
Watch out, he's dangerous.
He's going mad. Mad dog. Stop calling me a dog. I'm not a dog. I'm just as human as you are. Listen to me. Woof, 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 wake up, wake up. Woof. Oh, it's you, Rochester. I just had an awful dream.
I thought so. You must have dreamt you were a dog.
Me dreaming I was a dog? Don't be silly.
Okay. Have it your own way, but come out from under the bed.
Oh, yes. How did I get down there?
It's not possible to tell the folks back home everything you're doing, but there's one thing you can do: write home oftener than you are now. The way to help keep home ties more secure is to write short, newsy briefs the V-mail way. V-mail has priority over all other mail. It's safe, convenient, requires less space. Tell the folks back home to use V-mail, too. It'll keep you more up to date on what's going on back home. Postal authorities request that you make 3 out of every 4 letters you write V-mail. Remember, V-mail is the only mail that always flies.
Well, folks, this concludes our broadcast here at Attorney General Hospital. I want to thank all you fellas for inviting us up here. I also want to take just a moment to congratulate radio station WOW in Omaha, Nebraska on their 22nd anniversary. And next Sunday night, we'll be broadcasting from the U.S. Naval Auxiliary Air Station at 29 Palms.
Oh, Jack.
Yes, Bill.
Look, I may not see you later on, so I'll take that check now that you owe me for appearing on your program.
What? What did you say, Bill?
I say I'll take that check you owe me for appearing on your program.
Appearing on my program? What are you talking about? I dreamt that, brother. I dreamt that.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
At 29 Palms, the Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingstone, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from this spot on the desert that has 29 palms, we bring you a man with a spot on his head that has 29 hairs. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, I don't mind you reaching a little for a laugh, but you don't have to go that far. Only 29 hairs.
I'm counting the 2 on your chest.
Oh, those. You know, Don, I'm kind of proud of those 2 hairs. I've even named them.
Named them?
Yep. Abercrombie and Fitch. Abercrombie is the one on the left, but Fitch has been with me a little longer.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. Fitch is a hair tonic.
I know, Don. In fact, if it wasn't for Fitch, I would have lost Abercrombie. And, Don, this may sound silly, but they really helped me get around. Why, when I came up to the main gate this morning, the guard saluted and let me right through.
The guard saluted you?
Yep. As I reached the gate, my shirt blew open. He saw the 2 hairs on my chest and thought I was an ensign. You don't have to laugh, fellas. You know, I used to be in the Navy. And believe me, Don, if I were still in the Navy, I'd want to be stationed right here at 29 Palms. Yes, sir. I don't know. There's nothing like the desert. It's so beautiful, so colorful. Really, so romantic. Every bit of it.
Jack, how can you stand there with your pants full of cactus and say the desert is beautiful, colorful, and romantic?
I'm merely repeating what it says on the bulletin board.
Bulletin board?
Yes, it says, from Lieutenant Commander Smith to the personnel at 29 Palms. You will find this desert beautiful, colorful, and romantic. That's an order. Well, you see, Don, this place is... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Hiya, fellas.
Well, Mary,
Here we are at 29 Palms. 30 different from the other camps we visited, isn't it?
It sure is, Jack, but that's because it's so isolated.
Oh, I don't think so, Mary. This place isn't so far out in the desert.
It isn't, huh? Then how come when they give the boys a pass, they give them a canteen of water at the same time?
A canteen of water?
Yes, and if they sip it sparingly, they can make it to the main highway.
Mary, stop exaggerating.
Exaggerating? Jack, this afternoon when I was taking a walk in the desert, I happened to pass two sailors.
Uh-huh.
So one of them came over, looked at me, blinked his eyes, looked at me again, then turned to his friend and said, "Hey, Steve, we must be winning. They've got these things back in production again."
Those boys were just kidding you. I'll bet at least half of these fellas have seen girls before. Anyway, they were just trying to get acquainted. After all, you're the only girl here.
Well, if I am, I'm not very popular. When we arrived, I was wearing my prettiest dress, and yet all the fellas flocked around down Wilson.
That's right, Jack. They hung around me for hours.
Well, why wouldn't they, Don? It's the first time they've seen so much shade in one lump. My little joke. Let's be honest about it. The weather isn't bad out here at all, is it?
Jack, nobody's going to punch you in the nose. It's hot and it's dry, so what? You might as well admit it.
Now, Mary, it isn't hot. Oh, here comes Larry Stevens. I'll prove it to you. Say, Larry, do you think it's dry up here? Larry, it isn't so dry up here, is it? Larry, stop licking your lips and answer me.
Oh, I feel better now, Mr. Benny. Hello.
Larry, how do you like it here? This is a nice spot, isn't it?
Yes, but isn't it strange having a naval station so far from the ocean?
Well, that's not unusual, Larry. When I was a sailor in the First World War, I was stationed at Great Lakes, and I went through my entire naval career without seeing either the Pacific or the Atlantic.
Yeah, but at least you saw Lake Michigan.
No. I didn't see that either.
But you must have seen it. The Great Lakes Naval Station is right on the shores of Lake Michigan.
Mary, when I joined the Navy, I spent my first night in a hammock. When I got up, I was so bent over, I didn't see anything but the guy in back of me for the next 3 years. I didn't mind being bent over, but every time I sat down, I rocked myself to sleep. It was awful. You know?
But, Jack, how could you get so doubled up from sleeping?
Well, Don, it was my first experience with a hammock. How did I know you weren't supposed to hang both ends on the same hook? You know, they should give directions with those things.
Gee, Mr. Benny, it must have been terrible walking around bent over like that for 3 years.
No, Larry, it worked out very well. After leaving the Navy, I went into vaudeville as the only talking U-turn in the country. Anyway, kid, I knew that would hit Remley. Anyway, kid, now that you're here, I'm sure the boys would like to have a song. How about it?
Okay.
Hold it a minute. Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes, what is it, sailor?
Is it true that when you do your show at a camp, the boys always give you a souvenir?
Why, yes. Once I played at an infantry camp, and they gave me a rifle. Another time I was at an air base, and they gave me a parachute. Just 2 weeks ago, I played at a boot camp.
And they gave him the boot.
Mary. She's just jealous because my sunsuit is more daring than hers. Anyway, it's true. When I play at a camp, the boys usually get together and give me some sort of a souvenir to take home with me.
I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Benny, because the boys here voted to give you something, too.
Well.
In fact, there are so many things we'd like to give you, you can take your choice.
My choice?
Yep. You can have the desert, the palms, the wind, the sand, the rabbits, the sagebrush, the cactus.
Wait a minute,
the
fellas.
heat, the dust, the gophers, the coyotes, the snakes.
Sailor,
the
wait a
ants, the dunes, the bees, the breeze.
Larry, you better
the
sing.
The stripes, the mush, the hunt.
Larry, sing.
The yuccas, the lizards, the bunions.
Now, wait a minute, Larry.
You belong
the mugs, the plugs, the...
Sailor, please.
The moon, the stars, the stars, the...
Now, cut that out. Sailor, will you please sit down? Thank you. That was Larry Stevens singing The Stars, the Tars, the Bar. I mean, you belong to my heart. And now, fellas, for our feature attraction tonight, we're going to...
Okay, sailors, you're all in clover because Harris is here and I'm taking over. Yes, sir. You can beat those little cookies together now. Applause me, kids. Applause me.
Applause me? Phil, you always have to be so late. What took you so long getting here?
Well, I'm sorry, Jackson, but I couldn't get a lift, so I walked over from the ship's service store.
Oh. Well, now that you're here, I wish that
Just a second, Jackson. Hold it a minute. I want to get a little sand out of my shoe.
Okay. Gee, all that sand?
Yeah. Well, I'll be darned. I got a gopher in there, too.
A gopher?
I'm afraid to take off the other shoe. I might find gravel Gertie.
Phil, stop. Phil, stop making up the...
Oh, Jackson, I'm only kidding. I'm just kidding you. I really love it here at 28 Palms.
Phil, it's not 28 palms, it's 29 palms.
It's 28.
29.
28.
29.
28.
29.
That's 28.
You keep out of this.
Oh.
You can take my word for it, Phil. It's 29 palms. How do they get in from New York like that? And now,
Wait a minute, Jackson. Hold it just a minute. You know, I meant to tell you. Friday night, I saw the opening of your new picture, The Horn Blows at Midnight, at Warner Brothers Theater.
Oh, yes, The Horn Blows at Midnight. How'd you like me?
I don't know. I blew at 10:30.
Don't tell me you have the picture here already. What?
At 10:30.
And Phil, you don't have to make any cracks in my picture because if I must say so myself, I give a dynamic performance.
You do, eh?
I certainly do. Did you read what the critics said about me?
Yes.
Oh. And now, fellas, for our feature attraction tonight, we're going...
And the critics said Jack Benny's performance...
I know what they said. You don't have to repeat it. And now, fellas, for our feature attraction tonight...
Jack, I saw your picture and I thought you were wonderful.
Nobody's asking... What? What did you say, Don?
I said I saw your picture and I thought you were wonderful, but I was a little disappointed in the credits.
Why? I got star billing.
I know, Jack, but I mean the other credits. You know where it says music by Waxman, makeup by Westmore, and gowns by Milo.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, they should have added cigarettes by Lucky Strike.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Don, in the movies, they can't credit every incidental thing.
But, Jack, Lucky Strikes aren't incidental. They're made from the finer, the lighter, the naturally milder tobacco.
Well, Don, I agree with you, but tell me, in which scenes did you think I did my best acting?
Well, to tell you the truth, Jack, I didn't see your picture.
What?
When I noticed that they didn't give Lucky Strike credit, I got up and walked out.
Well, Don, if you didn't see the picture, how did you know I was wonderful in it?
You told me that 2 weeks ago.
Oh! And now,
hey, Jackson, I want to ask you something. If you're so good in that picture, how come the day it opened in Los Angeles, you were hiding in Palm Springs?
I wasn't hiding. You know very well I subleased William Powell's house. He's not using it for a month.
What are you paying him for, Jack?
Well, ordinarily, he rents it for $150 a month. But since we're such good friends, he insisted that I take it for nothing. But I told him it was ridiculous, and I gave him $10. You know, I just couldn't be a stinker. Now, let's see. Where were we? Ooh. Oh, yes. Mary. Oh, yeah. Tonight, fellas, we're going to present a dramatic play entitled... Excuse me, I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Oh, hello, Rochester. What do you want?
I thought I'd better call you, boss. Mr. William Powell was here and examined his house, and the things he said about you.
Why? Why, was he mad?
Mad? You know how he usually speaks in that nice, quiet, subdued voice?
Yes.
Well, today he sounds like Donald Duck with his tail on fire.
Well, Rochester, how did he happen to get so angry?
Well, it worked up slowly. When he learned you were renting out rooms, he got red in the face. Then when he found out you'd start a cocktail lounge in the den, his face got purple.
Purple?
Yeah, and by the time he saw the slot machines, you couldn't tell him from me.
Gee, he really must have been sore, huh?
I'll say he was. Even his lawyer couldn't calm him down.
His lawyer? Did his lawyer come out with him?
No, the lawyer came out with the chief of police.
You mean the chief of police was there?
Yeah, he arrived shortly after the sheriff.
Sheriff, chief of police. I wonder what he figures on doing.
I don't know, but you couldn't be worse right now if you were Hitler in San Francisco.
Rochester, well, don't worry about it. I'll straighten the whole thing out when I get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, say, Rochester, I want you to go to bed early tonight because I'm going to play golf in the morning, and I want you to caddy for me.
But, boss, I'm all tired out from caddying for you yesterday.
Oh, stop complaining. A 9-hole course is nothing.
Nothing for you, but how about me? A golf bag, 12 clubs, a basket of sandwiches, a gallon of lemonade, a first aid kit, and a parasol.
For what?
You don't need a caddy, you need an octopus.
Oh, Rochester, you don't carry so much.
I don't. Remember what happened last time I went out loaded down like that?
What happened?
An old prospector tied a rope around my neck and led me off into the mountains.
Well, why did you go with him?
I couldn't see where I was till he unloaded me.
Unloaded you? Stop making things up. Anyway, I'm going to play golf in the morning, and I want you to caddy.
Okay, boss, I'll caddy for you, but tomorrow let's be sporting about it.
What do you mean, sporting?
If we lose the ball, let's call it fate and finish the game anyway.
All right, Rochester, then we can leave the flashlight home. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I wonder why he let that prospector lead him all around the mountain. Play which traces the history of that jewel of the desert, 29 Palms. Now, in this sketch, Mary, you and I play a pair of pioneers, the first settlers of 29 Palms. You're my wife, Mandy. I'm your husband, Randy. And Larry, you're going to be my son, Sandy.
That's dandy.
Now, Phil, you're going to be one of my neighbors. And Don.
Yes, Jack?
You're going to be the 29 Palms. So sit down and branch out a little bit. And now for our play, The History of 29 Palms, or I'll Be With You in Cactus Blossom Time. Our scene opens in a little shack in the middle of the desert that's so beautiful, so colorful, so romantic. Oh, Mandy.
What is it, Randy?
Have you seen Sandy?
Last time I seen him was 2 days ago. A couple of rabbits were chasing him.
2 days ago? Why didn't he come home?
I don't know. I guess they got him traced somewhere.
They did it again, eh?
Yep. Doggone, every time with that kid of ours out of the house, the rabbits play with him.
Well, it's your own fault, Ma. I told you should have straightened those 2 front teeth of his.
I guess you're right, Paul. I knew we were going to have trouble with that kid the day he was born.
What do you mean?
When the doctor held him up by his ears.
Oh, yes. Here he comes now. Hop on in, son. Hi, Sandy.
Hello, Randy.
Are you hungry, Sandy?
A little, Mandy.
Have some candy, Sandy.
Well, I don't like Sandy candy.
I didn't say the candy was Sandy, did I, Mandy?
No, Randy, and he can't have it till after dinner.
What'd you say?
I said he can't have it till after dinner. Sit down, son.
Well, what do we got to eat, Ma?
Well, you can have your choice. Fried yucca, mashed tumbleweed, or spaghetti and cactus balls.
As for me, more spaghetti and cactus balls, but leave off the spaghetti.
Okay.
Who can that be? Come in. Hello, stranger.
Well, howdy do. I hear to have neighbors, so I thought I'd drop in.
Well, what do you know? Say more, we got a neighbor.
Well, howdy, neighbor. Which house do you live in?
Oh, that little white house down there, about 200 miles east.
Hey, they're really building this place up.
Don't worry, Ma. It's just a boom. It can't last.
Say, neighbor, you making much money raising these rabbits?
That's my son. And by the way, his name is Sandy, I'm Randy, and my wife is Mandy.
Sandy, Randy, and Mandy. Well, what a coincidence.
Why, what's your name?
Fitzgerald.
That don't rhyme with anything around here. But you know, stranger, we've been living here on this desert for nigh on to 50 years, and you're the first person ever called on us. What brings you here?
Well, I'm kind of running out of water, and I thought maybe you'd let me have some.
Running out of what?
Water.
What's that?
Now, wait a minute. Now, hold on. You mean to say you ain't never heard of water?
Nope.
Say, Pa, don't stand there arguing on such a hot day. Let's go take a dip in the swimming pool.
A swimming pool? Say, if you folks ain't never heard of water, what do you got in that pool?
Sand, silly.
Sand in a swimming pool?
Yep, and there's a 50-foot diving board.
Hold on, stranger. Hold on, stranger. You can't dive in no pool filled with sand.
Who can't? Go ahead, Sandy. Climb up there and show him.
Okay, Paul.
Now, wait a minute, Paul. He's my son as well as yours. I ain't going to let him dive off that 50-foot board into that pool of sand like that. Not and put your bathing cap on.
Doggone, there's nothing like mother love.
Here I'm up on the diving board, Paul.
Okay, son, let her go. Well, anyway, Ma, we got his teeth fixed. Took a long time to trick him into it.
Well, neighbors, I ain't staying around this deserted place any longer. I'm going to where there's civilization, where there's live people, bright lights, and excitement.
Where's that?
Yucca Valley.
Yucca Valley? Say more. That sounds like the kind of a place we ought to visit. Yucca Valley. Let's hitch up the wagon and go. Chicks and ducks and geese better hurry when I take you out in the surrey.
Hey, Pa, don't sing that song.
Why not?
Ain't been written yet.
Well, I wish they'd hurry. I like it. Well, we're all hitched up. Let's go.
Okay, but wait just a minute. Before we start on such a long trip, we ought to have some refreshments. You got any brandy?
Brandy? I don't know. Hey, Mandy, we got any brandy handy?
I don't know, Randy. I'll ask Sandy.
Never mind. I ain't going through that again. Now, come on. Let's get started for the big city, Yucca Valley.
Okay, I hope it's cooler there.
Oh, Mandy, it ain't so hot here.
It ain't, eh? On the way over, I saw a tongue coming down the road with a dog hanging out.
Never mind, let's get started. Everybody in the wagon. Giddy up. Giddy up.
Wait a minute, hold it just a minute. Here comes somebody staggering toward us.
Where?
There, he's a stranger. Looks like he's been lost in the desert for weeks.
Yeah, look at that wild look in his eyes. Oh, stranger. Stranger.
At last I'm here. At last, civilization, people, excitement, life. It was a long trip, but I made it. I made it.
Take it easy, stranger. Where'd you come from?
Yucca Valley.
Yucca
Yucca Valley? Well, why did you leave there?
The desert, the palms, the wind, the sand, the rabbits,
Stranger,
the snakes,
stranger,
the
hold on
the
there.
heat,
Wait a minute. Control yourself. Take it easy, fellas. I'm trying to do it again. Sailor, will you please stop? We'll be back in just a minute, but first, here's my good friend Basil Rysdale.
Quality of product is essential to continuing success.
Sold American.
In a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means
Program. Quality of product is essential to continuing success. LSMFT. LSMFT. LSMFT.
Remember,
year in,
year out, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
American.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
You said it. LSMFT.
And the quality of your cigarette depends on the quality of tobacco that goes into it. Yes, in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. So remember,
LSMFT.
Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And this fine Lucky Strike tobacco means real deep-down smoking enjoyment for you. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingstone, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're broadcasting from Palm Springs, California. Palm Springs, the garden spot of the desert, where the star of our show went for a cold and caught one. And here he is, Jack Gesundheit Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, I wish you wouldn't give a false impression about the climate in Palm Springs. Just so happens that I was sitting in the sun, and it was so hot, I caught this cold fanning myself with a Florida newspaper. Really, the weather is beautiful here.
I know, Jack, but why does the sun go down so early?
Don, it comes up in the morning, takes a look at the prices, and ducks behind the mountain. But it's really wonderful here, Don. There's so much to do.
Ah, it certainly is, Jack, and I've been taking advantage of it. Sunbathing, swimming, horseback riding.
Wait a minute, Don, wait a minute. You mean you found a horse that could hold you up?
Well, yes, Jack. I was riding a brown horse. You passed me on the trail.
What are you shouting for? Saw me on a trail. Was that you? I should have known. First time I ever saw a horse with arch support. And a cane yet. That horse was so swayback, you looked like you were riding a slice of cantaloupe. If I told my riders once, I told them 1,000 times, that joke is no good. I told them, leave it in anyway. But I'm pretty clever. Just think, a few weeks ago, there were people who couldn't stand me. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Hi, everybody.
Say, Mary, I've never seen you look so good. You've only been here a week, and you've got such a beautiful tan. You must have been out in the sun a lot.
Yeah, I wish I could find a room.
Oh, well, it is. It is awfully crowded here.
You're not kidding. Yesterday, I put a penny in a gum machine, pulled the lever, and a woman stuck her head out and said, "Sorry, no vacancies."
Mary, if we weren't in Palm Springs, I think you were making that up.
I didn't believe it myself till I saw the sign.
The sign?
Yeah, it said, "Please do not shake machine. You'll wake up the baby."
Oh, yes, I know that gum machine. It's called the Juicy Fruit Hacienda. They're booked up until April.
Oh, by the way, Mary, I saw you riding a bicycle down Palm Canyon Drive. You look very cute in your sunsuit.
Well, thanks, Don. You look cute in yours, too.
What? Don, you walking around in a sunsuit? That takes a lot of courage.
Jack, what about you?
A lot of sunsuit, too. Don Wilson is the only guy I know who gets his suntan oil at a filling station. What are you saying? What are you saying?
Jack, what about you in that corny cowboy outfit?
Repeat that. What'd you say?
What about you in that corny cowboy outfit?
Oh, I looked all right.
And those high-heeled shoes you were wearing. Wow.
Well, that shows how much you know. For your information, young lady, all cowboys wear high-heeled shoes.
With open toes, you're crazy.
Well, I had to cut them. They hurt my feet.
What a cowboy. You should have seen him, Don, swaggering around town with 2 guns in his belt.
3. One's a cigarette lighter. Anyway, Mary, when you're in Palm Springs, you're supposed to dress like a tough Westerner.
Some tough Westerner. Your spurs still have dough in them from cutting out cookies.
Well, you ate most of them, sister, so don't be funny. I know what's cooking here.
Okay, folks, the show may be flopping, but now Harris is here to start things popping, so shower me with that sun-kissed applause.
Phil, I wish you wouldn't sneak in here like that. Now, let me ask you something. Why didn't you show up for rehearsal yesterday? Where were you?
Well, I'm sorry, Jackson. You see, I couldn't get a room in Palm Springs, so I'm staying out at the B-Bar H.
Oh, the B-Bar H, huh? What are you living in, a room or a cabin?
In the bar. It's crowded out there,
too. Hard to guess that, you know. You must have loved that, Phil.
No, not anymore, partner. I'm on a wagon.
You on the wagon?
Yes, sirree. All I take is 2 drinks a day.
Phil, if you're on the wagon, you shouldn't drink anything.
Look, Jackson, my stomach's like a steel mill. You can shut it down, but don't let the fire go out.
Yeah. I know what you mean. That right arm of yours is a pretty good stoker, too. Now, it's time for a band number. Are your boys ready to play?
Yeah, Jackson, but I forgot to bring the music.
You didn't forget it, brother. I hid it. Music only confuses them anyway.
Now, wait a minute, Jackson. Wait a minute. Let's don't start that again. You've been riding my boys long enough. My orchestra is not as bad as you so unprovocatively infer.
There he goes with that word again, unprovocatively. Phil, you used that same word last Sunday.
Look, when I spend a whole winter learning something, I ain't going to throw it away on one broadcast.
Well, Phil, unprovocatively or not, all I know is when your band plays a number, it sounds like a filibuster with instruments. Now, go ahead and
Hold it a minute. Jackson, what was that lovely word you just said?
Filibuster.
Filibuster? Gee, I already know unprovocatively, and now filibuster. Say, Jackson, how do you spell filibuster?
C-A-T. Now, go ahead and play.
C-A-T, filibuster. I'll have to remember that.
Yes, do. Play something. That was Dr. Lawyer, Indian Chief, played by Phil Harris, and his sweetest music this side of a Cathedral City orchestra. What a band. They look like a whole month of Lost Weekend. And now, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, Jackson, okay, but I still say my orchestra's not as bad as you so unprovocatively infer.
There he goes again. Phil, what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say this. If my band is as lousy as you say it is, why do you have them on your program?
Because I feel it's my civic duty to keep them off the street. That's why. What a bunch of guys. Every time we have a sound effect of a police siren, they throw up their hands and holler, "We was framed." Then they get into a big argument over who's going to ride on the back step. Some musicians. Phil, how long have your boys been with you?
About 14 years.
You ought to buy them some new clothes. The numbers on their shirts are beginning to fade. Dress them up a little. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Jackson, I'm telling you for the last time, my band is not as bad as you so unprovocatively filibuster.
Filibuster?
C-A-T.
Go away, will you? How do you like that, man? I tell him C-A-T spelled filibuster, he believes it.
Well, I think it's a shame, though, you take advantage of Phil just because he's a dope.
You tell him, Libby.
But, Mary, it's such a simple word, filibuster.
Oh, sure. I'll bet you don't even know what it means.
I do, too. The filibuster is when a man gets up and, well, he says a lot of things that don't quite... Well, he rambles on and on.
That's a tobacco auctioneer.
I don't mean him. What I mean
well,
is...
Mary, what Jack is trying to say is that a filibuster is an innocuous speech, the main purpose of which is not to necessarily convey subject matter, but to deliberately delay the introduction of controversial issues.
I never should have gone on the wagon.
Quiet, Phil.
Now, I'll give you an example. If I knew that Jack was going to cut my salary, I'd prevent him from telling me by filibustering.
Oh, Don, I'm glad you mentioned that. By a strange coincidence, I was looking over my budget, and would you mind taking...
LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
A little cut.
So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Don.
Tick.
A cut.
Yes, a little sir, you bet. With men and on tobacco best, it's Lucky's 2-1.
Don.
Lucky Strikes are made of the finer, the lighter, the naturally milder tobacco.
Phil.
LSMFT.
Mary.
I've been smoking Lucky Strikes for nigh on 25 years because I've seen them...
Wait a minute. I'm not going to cut anybody's salary.
LSMF.
Oh. Everybody's so impetuous. C-A-T, impetuous. Anyway, Phil, that's what a filibuster is. Now, let's get on with the... I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Rochester, you know I'm in the middle of a program. Do you have to call me now?
Well, this is an emergency.
Every time you drive my car anyplace, there's an emergency. What happened now?
Well, boss, you know after you pass Riverside where the highway runs parallel to the railroad tracks?
Yes?
I was driving along, minding my own business, and as I passed the train, the engineer stuck his head out and yelled, "Which way to Palm Springs?"
Uh-huh.
And I made the fatal mistake of saying, "Follow me."
Oh, you? Rochester, are you trying to tell me you had a wreck with the train?
Boss, let's just call it a mismating of metallic personalities.
What?
If a train pulls into Palm Springs wearing fender pants with a sharp grease, they're yours.
This is terrible. Which train was it?
Well, now it's the Atchison, Topeka, and Chevrolet.
Now I'll have to buy a new car.
You better buy some new clothes, too.
New clothes?
You know that hook on the train that picks up the mail bag?
Yes?
It's got your laundry.
My laundry? Rochester, all my shirts were in that bag.
Don't worry, boss. I wired ahead to the next station.
What'd you say?
No starch.
I didn't know the Harvey girls were ironing on the side. Now, Rochester, you get out here the best way you can, will you?
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. If my car didn't have 9 lives, I don't know what I'd do.
every time you're near a rose. Aren't you glad you've got a nose? And if the dawn is fresh with dew, aren't you glad you're you? When the meadow lark appears, aren't you glad you've got two ears? And if your heart is singing too, aren't you glad you're you? You can see a summer sky, or touch a friendly hand, or taste an apple pie. Pardon the grammar, but ain't life grand? And when you wake up each morn, aren't you glad that you were born? Think what you got the whole day through. Aren't you glad you're you? You can see a summer sky, or touch a friendly hand, or taste an apple pie. Pardon the grammar, but ain't life grand? And when you wake up each morn, aren't you glad that you were born? Think what you got the whole day through. Aren't you glad you're you?
That was Aren't You Glad You're You, sung by Larry Stevens. Very good, Larry. And now, kids, after the show tonight, I want you all to come over to my place and have some sandwiches and coffee. You know, I've got Eddie Cantor's house here.
Oh, you have?
Mary, what's so funny about my having Eddie Cantor's house?
Well, tell Don how you got it.
Mary, it's not that important. I got the house. That's all that counts.
Well, anyway, Don, here's the way it happened.
It happened.
Jack and I came down to Palm Springs last Monday. When we arrived in town, we parked the car and walked down the street looking for a real estate agent.
Mary, isn't Palm Springs wonderful? You know, I like to come down here. It's the only chance I get to wear my cowboy suit.
Jack, don't walk so fast. The sand gets in my open-toe shoes.
Mine, too. Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
So am I. Let's get something to eat.
All right, maybe we can... Well, we're in luck. There's a hot dog stand.
Some luck.
You wait here. I'll be right back.
Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, just the way you like them, and they're all red hot.
Two hot dogs, please.
Couple puppies coming up.
Say, I remember you. What are you doing in Palm Springs?
Well, I'm opening up a new branch. So far, I got a hot dog stand in Santa Monica, Pasadena, San Bernardino, Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
Oh, and now you've got one in Palm Springs, huh?
Yes, you see, I'm opening up so many stands that everybody in California will soon be hot dog unconscious.
You mean hot dog conscious?
Unconscious.
Conscious.
Taste him.
Oh, I see. Well, how about my hot dog?
Coming up. What kind of mustard would you like? Strong, mild, or irresistible?
Mild, please.
Well, here you are.
Thank you. How much are the hot dogs?
To you, 10 cents.
Well, how much are they to other people?
10 cents. Who do you think you are?
Okay. Here's your money.
Thank you very much. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, just the way you like them, and they're all red hot.
Here you are, Mary. Here's your hot dog.
Jack, I don't think hot dog's going to do me. I want a regular lunch.
But, Mary, to us, these were 10 cents apiece.
To us? Well, how much are they to other people?
10 cents. Who do you think we are? Anyway, if we eat these, we won't be wasting time. I have to find a place to live here.
Well, first let's have a regular lunch.
All right, come on. We'll go over to the Dunes. That's a nice restaurant.
Gee, it sure crowded today. I hope we get a table.
Yeah, here comes the... Oh, pardon me, are you the waiter?
Well, what do you think I am with this shirt, tie, and shoes on? A guest?
I thought I could get away from him down here. I'd like to get a table for two, please.
As soon as I have one, go into the bar and I'll call you.
I don't want to go into the bar.
Well, go somewhere. I can't stand you here.
Now, look, we came in here to get something to eat, and if you don't show...
Stop breathing on my discharge button.
Oh, for heaven's sake, all I want...
Say, Jack.
What?
Isn't that Eddie Cantor sitting all alone at that table?
Eddie Cantor? Where? Oh, yeah, maybe we can sit with him. Yeah, that's Eddie. Gee, I hope I look as good as he does when I'm his age. Come on, Mary, let's go sit with him.
Say, Jack, I just thought of something. Eddie's got a house in Palm Springs. Maybe he'll rent your room.
What do you mean, rent me a room? He's a friend of mine. He'll probably give it to me for nothing. Let's sit with him. Hello, Eddie. How are you?
Oh, Jack, Mary, sit down. Sit down. Say, I haven't seen you in a long time, Jack. You look marvelous.
Well, thanks, Eddie, but I have been a little sick, you know.
Sick or not, I hope I look as good as you do when I'm your age.
You did.
Shut up.
Well, how's the family, Eddie? How's Ida and the boys?
The boys?
Yeah, your writers.
Oh, pooh! For a minute, you scared me. I haven't been home all week, you know.
You haven't?
No, but I'm leaving for Los Angeles tonight.
Eddie, you're going back to Los Angeles?
Gee, I'm starved, Jack. I'm going to order something.
Go ahead, Mary. Incidentally, the peanut butter sandwiches here are delicious.
Incidentally, I'm ordering the roast beef.
Incidentally, the roast beef costs $1.75.
Incidentally, everybody's looking at us. Shut up!
All right, Mary, you can have the roast beef. But if I want a kiss later, don't ask what for.
Oh, brother, what you have to go through to keep from starving.
Say, I'm kind of hungry myself. What are you having, Eddie? It looks good.
Chicken soup with egg noodles.
Chicken soup with egg noodles? I think I'll have some of that.
Okay, I'll have the waiter bring you a spoon.
No. No, Eddie. Eddie, I'll order some. You know, a bowl for myself.
They haven't got it today. I brought this from home.
Oh, spoon, waiter. Spoon. You don't have to throw it.
And waiter, bring me an order of roast beef.
At last, a sale in this booth. I can't believe it.
Fresh guy. Gee, this soup looks good, Eddie.
Yeah, let's start. Ready? Scoop.
You know, Eddie, I'm sure glad I... Boy, this soup is hot. You know, Eddie, I'm sure glad I... Eddie, would you mind eating with your left hand and putting your right arm around my shoulder? I'm too far from the bowl.
Look, Jack. Jack, why don't you put your right hand through my left sleeve, then we can both dip at the same time.
No, then we'd have to cut a hole in your coat. That won't work.
Why don't you put the bowl on my head and eat piggyback?
You go and get that roast beef. I think we're all right now, Eddie. Let's go.
Okay, ready? Scoop.
As I was saying, Eddie, I'm sure glad I bumped into...
Jack, would you mind breaking a cracker and putting it into the soup?
But I can't stand crackers in my soup.
Well, break one in any way and float it over to my side.
Okay. There. Anyway, Eddie, I'm sure glad I... You see, the crackers aren't floating. They're all on my side.
Well, tip the bowl a little.
Oh, yeah.
C-A-T.
Get ready, Eddie. Forward, soup. Say, Mary, while you're waiting, why don't you get a spoon and join us?
Don't bring guests. It's crowded enough.
Well, I've had enough anyway.
Here's your roast beef.
Thank you.
You want 3 forks with it, or are the boys sitting this one out?
Don't be so smart. Now, Eddie, as I was saying, I'm sure glad I bumped into you. See, I'm going to stay in Palm Springs for a while, and I was wondering if you knew of any place where I could live. When did you say you were going back, Eddie?
Tonight.
Oh. Well, I was just wondering if you knew of any place where I could live from tonight on.
Well, Jack, I can't think of any place for rent at the moment, but say, I'll tell you what.
What? Tell me what? What?
No, I don't think you'd like
Yes,
it.
I would. Tell me. What are you going to say, Eddie? What?
Well, I happen to have a little house down here, and...
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So why don't you stay there?
Well, that's darn nice, Eddie. What would you charge me for?
Well, Jack, we're friends. We've known each other for years. Take the house for nothing.
No, Eddie. Now, wait. Friendship is friendship, but I don't want to take advantage of it. Now, I insist on paying you for the house.
Oh, take it for nothing, please. I'll feel better.
But, Eddie, I'll feel much better if you charge me something for it. A little something.
No.
Yes. Now, how much do you want for 1 week?
$300.
$300? Isn't that a big jump from nothing?
Waiter, bring me some more roast beef. We'll be here a long time.
Mary, look, Eddie, $300 is a lot of money.
But, Jack, look what you're getting. A tennis court.
I don't play tennis.
A swimming pool.
Look, I can't swim.
And a beautiful kitchen. I know you make cookies.
Eddie, I still think $300 is a little high.
All right, you can have the house for $250. How's that?
Look, Eddie, give me the house for nothing. You'll feel better, like you said.
All right, Jack, I'll give you the house for nothing, but do me one favor.
What?
There are plenty of hotels in Palm Springs. Don't start a new one, huh?
Don't worry, I won't. Thanks, Eddie.
But just a minute, Jack. Before I give you the key, I think I'd better call Ida and see if it's okay.
All right, Eddie, do it now.
I'll be back in a minute.
Say, Mary, this is really a break, isn't it? I never dreamed I'd get Cantor's house for nothing. See, I can give one room to Don, one to Phil, one room to you, one to Larry.
Wait a minute, Ida. Don't hang up. But Ida, I couldn't turn him down. He's an old friend. He's an old what? But Ida, how would you feel if I was in his position? How much can he make selling cigarettes? But Ida, now look, Ida, I'm the boss. I'm not going to argue with you any longer. I promised Jack Benny you could have the house and you're going to get it. Goodbye. Well, Jack, it's all settled. And are you in luck? To anybody else, the house would be $300.
And to me, it's for nothing?
$300. Who do you think you are?
Oh, well, the soup didn't cost me anything. Come on, Mary, let's go.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first here's my good friend F.E. Boone.
At 49 American.
Certain facts must be plain to every smoker.
It takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette.
And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, independent tobacco experts present at the auctions year after year can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy the finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. This fine Lucky Strike tobacco means real deep-down smoking enjoyment for you. Certain facts are plain. In a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Yes, LSMFT.
So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed. So free and easy on the draw.
The famous tobacco auctioneers are on tonight's program are Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
At 49 American.
And Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina. And this is Basil Rysdale speaking for Lucky Strike. LSMFT. LSMFT. LSMFT.
There's fine smoking pleasure in fine tobacco. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed. So free and easy on the draw.
Gee, Mary, it was certainly nice of Eddie Cantor to let me have his house.
It sure was.
You know, he was only kidding. He gave it to me for nothing. And just think, it has 4 bedrooms.
Yeah, you'll make a fortune.
Mary, I'm not going to charge my friends. It's my fault that everybody can't stand me. Good night, folks.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting
program. Quality of product is essential to continuing success.
At 49, American.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And how?
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. In a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Here's what Mr. Edwin Lee Moore, independent tobacco buyer and warehouseman of Greenville, North Carolina, said.
For many years, I've been in a good position to know the facts about who buys what tobacco at the auctions I follow every season. And in all this time, I've seen Lucky Strike buy light, naturally milder leaf that makes a milder, more enjoyable smoke. My own cigarette for 16 years has been Lucky Strike. Yes, Mr. Edwin Lee Moore has been there. He knows. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So for your own real deep-down smoking enjoyment, smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
From the Plaza Theater in Palm Springs, the Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingstone, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go out to Jack Benny's house here in Palm Springs. It's an hour before showtime, and Jack is taking a nap. Rochester is going quietly about his duties.
I'm always chasing rainbows, watching clouds drifting by. My schemes are just like all my dreams, ending in the sky. Some fellows seem to have the good things, but all I do is sit and pine. Some fellows make a 7 sometimes, but I can't even throw a 9. Believe me.
Rochester.
I'm always chasing rainbows.
Rochester!
Well, boss, I see you got your little blue eyes open. I hope my singing didn't wake you up.
Yes, it did, Rochester, but I just had the most wonderful dream.
Really?
You know, I dreamt I was listening to Fred Allen's program. He went down to Allen's Alley, knocked on all the doors, and there was nobody home. What a lull. And then I dreamt his program was so bad, his sponsor came in and threw him off the air. Allen couldn't get another job, and he sank lower and lower. And then I dreamt he became a bum on Broadway, mooching nickels and dimes for something to eat. What are you laughing at?
If you'd have slept about 5 minutes longer, you'd have to send him flowers.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a wonderful dream. I wonder what he dreams about me.
He wouldn't waste his time on you, boss. He's still young enough to dream about the opposite sex.
Oh, no, he isn't. Say, Rochester, what time is it?
3:25.
Oh, my goodness, I told Miss Livingstone to drop by here at 3:30. I better hurry.
What kind of show are you going to do today, boss?
Oh, just something informal, nothing special. Probably ad-lib a lot. You know.
Oh, Jack, come on. We'll be late for the show.
Right with you, Mary. See you after the broadcast, Rochester. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack.
Gee, you look nice. Say, where were you last night?
Why, Jack, I was at the barn dance at Rogers' stables with... Oh, I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, come on, Mary. Who are you dancing with?
No, I'm not going to tell you.
Come on, Mary. Don't keep secrets from me. Who are you dancing with?
You dope, and you fell asleep.
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right. I had Ovaltine for dinner. Say, Mary, isn't Palm Springs a nice little town?
It's all right, I guess.
Yeah, look at that cute date shop. You know, this desert is famous for dates.
I know.
And look at this place next to it. Florist and date shop. Look.
Yeah.
Gee, it's such a cute town.
Pardon me, Miss Livingstone. May I have your autograph?
Why, certainly.
Gee, thank you.
Oh, look, Mary, look at that little place across the street. Cleaners, dyers, and date shop. I sent my suit there, and it came back so sticky. Before they press it, they put samples in your pockets. But this is the cutest little town, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Livingstone, would you give me your autograph, please?
Well, surely. Here you are, honey.
Thank you.
Hey, Mary, look, here's the place where I bought my spurs.
Where?
Right here. Boots, saddles, harness, date shop. You know, Mary, there's something about this town that's so relaxing and restful. No wonder so many people come here.
Uh-huh.
Miss Livingstone?
Yes?
Miss Livingstone, would you give me your autograph, please?
Oh, I'll be glad to. Here you are.
Thank you very much.
You know, Jack, this is a cute little town.
What's cute about it? You know, Mary, you turned out to be the biggest ham I ever saw. Signing autographs all the time.
Oh, you're just mad because they didn't ask you.
I am not.
Oh, Jack, look at this place. Blacksmith shop and date parlor.
Oh, yeah, and look at the sign. Under the spreading palm tree, the village smithy stands. I bet the muscles on his brawny arm stand out like stuffed dates. Well, here we are at the stage door.
Oh, Jack, there's a little hot dog, man. Let's get a hot dog.
Okay, we have a few minutes' time.
Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top. Just the way you like him and they're all red hot.
Well, I see you're still in town. 2 hot dogs, please.
Crumple puppies coming up. Would you like to have them served the Palm Springs style?
What do you mean, Palm Springs style?
Well, that's with pickle, mustard, and suntan oil.
Just the pickle and the mustard, please.
Okay. Do you want the pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, or the mustard in the middle and the pickle on top?
Have you got any horseradish?
Horseradish doesn't go with hot dog.
I know. I just wanted to see where you'd put it.
Mary, we haven't time to fool around. Give me my 2 hot dogs, please.
Here you are.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, just the way you like him.
Come on, Mary, here's the stage. We better get on.
Oh, Harris, you're so pretty, it's too bad you're not Two-Faced. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd
Mary,
like to
we
take
must be late. Hey, Phil!
What? Jackson, hold it. I'm just going into a band number.
Gee, my watch must be wrong.
Yeah, you never should have bought it at that date shop.
I guess you're right. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead. Come to Baby Do, played by Phil Harris and his melancholy music makers. Melancholy meaning half of them have heads like melons, and the other half look like collies. Except Frankie, the guitar player. He looks a little like a St. Bernard there.
Wait a minute, Jackson. Frankie may be shaggy, but he don't look like no St. Bernard.
Then why's he got a keg of brandy around his neck?
Because when he comes to an 8-bar rest, he ain't gonna just sit there doing nothing.
Oh. Well, can't he just sit there and listen to the music?
That's what drove him to drink.
Oh, I knew it. What a band. Well, let's get on with the show now that I'm here. Oh, hello, Don. Where have you been?
I just stepped out to get a package of Luckies.
A package of Luckies? Where'd you get them?
In the lobby, out of that cigarette and date machine.
Oh. Well, Don, I wouldn't eat any of those dates if I were you. They're fattening, you know, and you're not exactly Tom Thumb, you know.
Well, I know, Jack, but since I've been down here in Palm Springs, I don't look so big.
That's only because they have so many mountains here. Take my word for it, you are, shall we say, a trifle obese? Yes, we'll say it. Obese.
I don't know, Jackson. There are plenty of guys that are obeser than Don.
Obeser? Phil, that word isn't even in Webster's dictionary.
How do you like that? I'm smarter than Webster.
Well, don't let Webster find it out. He'd probably be upset. Now, let's get out. Come in. Yes?
Mr. Benny, my name is Strebe. I'm the manager of this theater and date shop.
Oh, hello, Mr. Strebe. Hello. Step right. This is the real manager. Step right up to the microphone, Mr. Strebe. Don't be nervous. A little closer, you know. After all, this is your theater, you know. You didn't have to pay to get in, you know. I had to rent the joint. Mr. Strebe, I'm glad you dropped in. I've been anxious to find out if you ran my picture here.
Yes, we did, Mr. Benny, quite recently.
Good.
No.
What do you mean?
Well, we ran your picture Saturday and Sunday, and it turned out to be a double feature.
Double feature?
Yes, The Horn Blows at Midnight on the screen and Lost Weekend at the box office.
That's funny. I can't understand why the picture didn't do well, you know?
Neither can I. You know, this isn't like the East. When business is bad, we can't blame it on the weather.
Come to think of it, that picture did do better in the cooler climates.
Yeah, Warner Brothers got a letter from 3 Eskimos saying it was the best film they ever ate.
You said it.
Well, I'll be running along now. I just dropped in to see if there was anything you need.
Nothing at all, but thanks very much. Goodbye, Mr. Strebe.
Oh, say, Mr. Benny.
How do you like that? A guy gets a laugh, you can't get rid of him. Now what?
Mr. Benny, I don't want to get personal, but I always thought you wore a toupee.
Well, this is Palm Springs. Everybody goes around with the top down.
Yeah. Goodbye, Mr. Strebe.
Goodbye. Oh, Mr. Benny.
Never mind. Goodbye. Everybody comes in here with jokes, no dates. Can't understand why he was so nervous at the microphone. I was right up here with him.
Yeah, but after the broadcast, you leave town. He has to stay here.
I suppose so. Well, it's time for a song. Where's Larry?
Here I am, Mr. Benny.
What are you going to sing tonight, kid?
A brand new novelty song called Pickle in the Middle.
Pickle in the Middle? Say, isn't that what the little hot dog man sings?
Yes, Carl Sigmund and John Tackerberry wrote a song around it.
Tackerberry. John Tackerberry. I've heard that name somewhere before.
He's one of your writers.
Oh, yes. He's the one with the lowest forehead. His nose makes a natural part in his hair. Let's hear the song, Larry. Come on, let's hear it.
Nobody wants any peanuts today. The peanut man, the ice cream man, shout their wares like nobody can, except one man, favorite funny old Frankfurter man, pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, just the way you like 'em and they're all red hot. Tasty little hot dog toasted right, with the bark as tender as its bite. Everybody's happy and the laughter runs high, till the sun gets pickled in a sauerkraut sky. What's a little raindrop when you've got pickle in the middle and the mustard on top? Peanuts, nobody wants any peanuts or ice cream today. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top, just the way you like it and they're all red hot. Tasty little hot dog toasted bite, with the bark as tender as its bite. What's a little raindrop when you've got pickle in the middle, sizzling on the griddle, pickle in the middle and the mustard on top.
Pickle in the Middle, sung by Larry Stevens with the mustard on top. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce a guest, rather unusual to radio. The gentleman I'm about to present is a writer at Paramount Studios. He is also a noted critic and the author of articles which appear in the country's leading magazines. Also the author of 7 Lively Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gilbert Seldes. Mr. Seldes, I'm very, very happy to have you on my program.
Thank you, Mr. Benny. May I ask you a question?
Why, certainly. Go right ahead.
Just why did you invite me to come over here today? What's the purpose of my appearance?
Mr. Seldes, did you or did you not write an article that appears in the March issue of Esquire magazine?
Mr. Benny, I write an article in every issue of Esquire.
Answer yes or no.
Yes.
Now, in this article, Mr. Seldes, did you or did you not state that radio comedy today is based primarily on sarcastic humor and insulting jokes?
I did.
He admits it yet. In that article, Mr. Seldes, you said that comedians have been insulting each other so much that radio has become a source of boredom.
That is correct. And to prove my point, Mr. Benny, take your program today. You insulted Phil Harris's orchestra. Miss Livingstone ridiculed your dancing. And even the theater manager, who came in unprepared, had to make a slurring remark about your toupee.
Yes. He even panned my picture.
Well, that he couldn't help.
I see. Then, Mr. Seldes, what you meant by your article in Esquire is that you would like to hear a comedy program with a delicate neighborly motif. Something sweet and homely. Sort of a Ma Perkins with a band. Is that what you meant?
Well, I was only trying
I know what you were trying to do, Mr. Seldes. And if your program would sound the way you would like to hear it. Sit down, Mr. Seldes.
Thank you.
Jack, why make such an issue of it?
Because I'm here to defend radio. Radio to me is bread and butter in a swimming pool. All right, kids, let's do a nice, sweet program like Mr. Seldes prefers. Phil, is the harpist ready?
Yeah, Jackson, the dame just came in.
All right, now we'll take it right from the very beginning. Ready, Don? Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lucky Strike program. And now, dear listeners, from Palm Springs, one of the most beloved spots in the sunny state of California, we bring you your genial Sunday night host, Jack Life Can Be Beautiful Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. May I come into your home for just a short half hour? Thank you. Well, Don, hasn't our stay in Palm Springs been delightful?
Oh, it certainly has, Jack.
And, Don, I hope you won't mind commenting, but I just can't get over how thin you are. You're so unobese. Really?
Well, Jack, I may be less obeser, but I wish I had all your hair.
Well, you know how it is, Don. We just can't have everything. Can we? Well, look who's here. Mary Livingstone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mary.
For it is Mary, plain as any name could be.
Could be.
But with propriety, society will say Marie.
My little Mary.
It was Mary, long before the fashions came.
There's something there that sounds so square.
It's a grand old name.
Oh, how I love it.
Mary is a grand old name.
Yes. Mary is a grand old name, and you're a grand little girl. How are you, sweetheart?
Oh, I'm just Ginger Peachy with a mustard on top.
You always are.
And doll face.
Yes.
I'll never be able to thank you for the beautiful necklace you gave me.
Oh, it was nothing.
Nothing, Jack. It's just like you to be so modest.
What kind of a necklace did he give you, Mary?
A string of 150 perfectly matched dates.
Well.
And imported from Anaheim.
Well, I always get the best, man. You know, I strung them myself on one of my violin strings.
Oh, Snoogey, you shouldn't have taken the Now you won't be able to play it.
Well...
Just a minute, Mr. Benny. I didn't mean...
Sit down, Mr. Selden. You haven't seen anything yet. Wait till Phil Harris comes in with a glass of milk. Ah, here comes Philip now. Phil, aren't you a little late?
Yes, Jason, and I'm frightfully sorry. But on the way down here, I passed the most tempting little fruit juice stand, and I just couldn't resist having a glass of that sun-kissed orange juice.
Orange? Why, Phil, I thought you drank milk.
Only at parties to be sociable, Jason.
Oh.
You can't be an old deadhead, you know.
Of course not. Say, Phil, we've had so many requests from our listeners for you to sing a number on the program. How about doing one now?
All right, I'll sing 2 choruses of That's What I Adore About Dixie.
Oh, that'll be just 2.
2, what's that?
That's 4, the hard way. Go ahead, Phil.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Benny. Evidently, you didn't understand the point of my
Mr.
article.
Selby, you brought it on yourself. Now, sit down. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. Say, Phil, before you do your number, I meant to ask you, wasn't your first violinist with the Philadelphia Symphony Orchestra?
Yes, for 7 consecutive, and I might add, lucrative years.
I thought so. And the gentleman there on the end, wasn't he associated with the Boston Symphony?
Yes, for 3 seasons. He played obese.
That's oboe.
Thanks, Webster.
You're welcome, Phil. As a matter of fact, all your boys are symphony men, aren't they?
Yes.
And how come they all look like dogs?
Mr. Seldes, apparently you haven't read your article in Esquire. Now, go ahead, Phil. Let's have your...
Just a minute, Jack. First, do you mind if I say a few words about the one thing that is so near and dear to the hearts of each and every one of us?
By all means, Don.
In fact, Jack, I'd like to sing it and have you assist me.
Assist you?
Yes, with this bird whistle.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yes, that's it.
It's a deal. Go ahead, Don.
LSMFT is just the cigarette for me. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, LSMFT. With men who know tobacco best, it's Lucky's 2-to-1. So round, so firm, so fully packed.
Very good, Don. Very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Phil, watch your baton. And now, ladies and gentlemen, oh, fudge, there's the phone. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny, this is Rochester.
Oh, yes, Rochester. Why are you calling?
Something's gone wrong with the radio.
What do you mean?
Don Wilson got thin, you got hair, Mr. Harris drinks milk, and Mary's a grand old name.
Oh, well, Rochester, we're trying a new formula where everything is quiet and sweet.
Quiet and sweet?
Yes.
Well, boss, you better get loud and funny. Your swimming pool ain't paid for yet.
Yes, I guess you're right, Rochester. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jack, we'll be back in just a minute, but first here is my good friend, Mr. F.E. Boone.
At 49, American.
LSMFT. Remember that when it comes to your cigarette,
LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. Yes, in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. The finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco.
LSMFT.
This fine Lucky Strike tobacco means real deep-down smoking enjoyment for you. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
The famous tobacco auctioneers heard on tonight's program are Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
At 49, American.
And Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina. This is Basil Rysdale speaking for Lucky Strike.
LSMFT. LSMFT. LSMFT.
You get real deep-down smoking enjoyment when you smoke that smoke of fine tobacco Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Mr. Seldes, I want to thank you very much for being our guest here this evening. Now, we did the program both ways, our way and your way. Which did you like better?
Well, after being on your program, I admit my article was all wrong.
You do?
Yes, Jack, I think it's better when they insult you.
I knew you'd see it. Wait a minute, Mr. Seldes. Mr. Seldes.
He's gone, Jack.
Oh, well, I'll see him later. Good night, folks. It's over! It's over!
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.